Generals gathered in their masses, just like witches at black masses. Evil minds that plot destruction, just like... Oh, fuck. Oh, wait. In the fields of bodies burning, as the war machine keeps turning. Death and hatred to mankind, poisoning their brainwashed minds. Oh, Lord, yeah. Rest in peace, Ozzy Osborne. We love you. Is my mic on?
Yes, your mic is on. We might not be able to monetize now because that's going to be copyright.
Is it really?
Yeah.
My mic is not on, is it?
Baby, your mic is on.
Hello? Hello?
Do you not hear yourself?
No. I don't hear anything.
You're not hearing anything?
Mm-mm.
Is your headphones not plugged in correctly? Is that better?
Maybe.
Is that better?
Better.
Okay.
Welcome to Between Us Only.
I don't know what that was, but we all like it.
Ozzy Osborne passed away on July 22nd.
Yes.
So, very sad about that, but he was a legend, and he will be remembered for all of the great music he brought to this world. A lot of people are always surprised about like the music and stuff that I like put on my pictures, and they're like, "Oh, you have such great music taste."
He does.
He
does.
I listen to everything.
Mm-hmm.
But my favorite bands, like my top 3 favorite bands, are The Doors, Black Sabbath, and Iron Maiden.
Yeah.
Okay. Obviously, like I love Led Zeppelin, I love Rush, I love Def Leppard, I don't know. The list goes on, but the 3 bands that I love the most are The Doors, Black Sabbath, and Iron Maiden. Hold on a second. Hold this.
Oh, you got sweaty from singing?
No.
Oh.
People don't know this. Can you hold my sleeve up? I have a Black Sabbath tattoo. I think I got this when I was 22 or 23. I don't know. I don't remember.
Since 1969.
It says heavy shit since 1969. But see, I don't consider Black Sabbath when Ozzy left and they had Dio as the front man. That's not Black Sabbath. Black Sabbath is when Ozzy was a part of Black Sabbath. That's Black Sabbath. Also, I'm not like a huge fan of Ozzy Osborne when he was doing his like solo career. Like I obviously like some of his music.
What songs did he do as a solo?
I
feel like I have no idea. Like I know who Ozzy Osborne is, but I feel like I can't pinpoint like songs. I know Crazy Train.
Yeah. I'm trying to think.
Is that solo or is that Black Sabbath?
Crazy Train was part of his solo career. What's your favorite band?
I don't know. I don't really like. I'm more for like specific songs. You asked me. Don't ask me if you don't wanna.
I'm gonna cut all of this.
No, you're not.
All right, let's restart. Okay.
No, can you stop it? You're not. Restart. I hate your Spotify. What's happening here? I don't know what's happening. Okay. Never mind. We're not playing Anastasia.
Okay,
but
let's restart the podcast.
People that know, they know.
All right. Okay, I'm going to cut all of that.
No.
And we're starting from the beginning. Okay.
No.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Between Us Only.
No.
I'm Andrew. This is Michelle. And
I'm leaving all of that in.
Well, that's too bad because you don't edit the podcast. So
I'm leaving all of that in.
You're literally leaving tomorrow, and I'm editing the podcast.
No, I'm leaving all that in.
No, you're not.
But why not?
I'm literally cutting all of it.
Why?
Anyways.
No.
Today.
No.
Today we are going to be talking about, what are we talking about?
I don't know.
Well, I just want to say rest in peace to Ozzy Osbourne, and
you already said that.
I haven't said that yet, and to Hulk Hogan.
You already said that.
I haven't said that at all. This is all new stuff. We just started. We just pressed play.
No. I'm gonna make it impossible for you to cut this out.
You can't. I can do whatever I want.
No.
I can literally cut anything. I can just. Oh, we didn't even press
Well,
record.
if you guys didn't know, Andrew just had a performance. If he cut this out, he just
Michelle
had a
didn't
performance.
Michelle didn't turn my microphone on, and so
I did.
So I couldn't hear anything.
I did turn his microphone on.
Um,
Now he's being greedy.
Greedy, or do you mean grumpy?
No, greedy.
Yes. What's the definition of greedy?
You being greedy about your own voice. you being wait, what's the word for it? There's another big word. Hold on. You're being that.
No. Okay. We're gonna cut all of this.
No, we're not cutting.
Let's start one more time.
No.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Between Us Only.
No.
My name's Andrew.
No.
This is my wife, Michelle.
Nope.
How are you doing today, Michelle?
No, we're not cutting this.
How are you doing?
We're not cutting that.
How are you doing?
No.
As a person, how are you doing?
I'm not gonna answer that.
How are you doing today?
No.
Are you doing okay?
No. We already are
That's
like
fine.
20 minutes in. We're not cutting.
That's fine. How are you doing
We're
today?
not cutting.
How are you? I don't know why you keep talking about cutting. We
We're
just
not
started the episode.
We're not cutting.
Are you okay?
We're not cutting it.
How are you doing today?
I'm tired.
Okay.
How are you doing?
I was a little peeved off with you.
Why?
Well, one, we woke up late. Two, you watched Lucifer for like 2 hours.
I did not watch Lucifer for 2 hours.
You might as well have watched it for 2 hours.
I watched it for 30 minutes while I was eating breakfast. And you were sitting next to me on your phone.
No, I took a shower.
Yeah,
I put on clothes.
After 20 minutes.
No.
Did you eat your eggs that I made for you?
Yes, I ate the eggs.
Did you eat the avocado?
Yeah, I ate the avocado. Thank you.
You were peeved?
Yeah, I was a little bit peeved.
Okay.
Yeah. Also, we don't have shit to talk about today. We do have questions though, so we were gonna answer some questions that you guys left us. On which episode? The very last one we did.
I think it's the last two.
The last two.
But
oh yeah,
we
we accumulated questions from the last two videos.
Yes, I also have some hot takes that I want to discuss with you.
Okay, some hot takes, and
do you want to do questions first or hot takes first?
Probably the hot takes, but
okay.
Let's. There was an earthquake in Russia.
Oh yeah, it was
8.7. Then we were on tsunami watch.
Some people say 8.7. Some people are saying 8.8.
Whatever.
They're saying it's the largest recorded tsunami.
Let's talk about the funny memes we saw about it. So there was one meme that said
funny memes.
One meme was saying, was that an earthquake or was that just Ozzy Osborne having his first performance down in the underworld?
Yeah.
Which I like. And then the other meme was it showed
Ben
Stiller from Zoolander standing there on the beach being like, what is this, a tsunami for ants? That's fucking funny.
Because we were on tsunami watch, but the waves were only like a couple of feet higher than usual.
Yeah. I know we shouldn't joke about tsunamis, but
no, a lot of areas got affected, but I'm happy that everybody here in California are safe. People were literally like swimming in the water.
Yeah.
And fishing.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing when we got what is it called?
Like the tropical storm, the typhoon or something.
Yeah, and people were like out in the rain, like dancing.
Yeah, but it wasn't. It just rained really hard for a couple days.
No, I know, but like everybody in
nice.
California got like super excited.
Yeah, because it doesn't ever rain here, but
you want to like move on from a conversation so fast, but then you don't have anything to move on to. Anyways, let's move along.
I don't know.
And then just silent.
I have nothing more to say about that.
We were supposed to podcast on Tuesday.
Were we?
Yeah.
Why? Who says?
We said.
When did we say this?
We said. And then I told you, I was like, we need to get up at 7:30. We slept in until 9.
What day is it?
Tuesday. Where are you?
What day is it right now?
Today's Thursday.
Nice. Okay. Michelle leaves for Atlanta tomorrow.
No, I leave in 2 days.
Oh, you don't leave tomorrow?
No.
Oh, nice.
I leave Saturday night.
Oh, well, that's good.
Yeah.
I was like thinking that you were leaving tomorrow.
No.
Well, that makes me happy.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, I guess
as you can tell, Andrew is so good with dates and numbers
whatever happens from here on out, I guess. I mean, we have another day to hang out, so that's good.
Yeah. No, we were supposed to podcast on Tuesday. We didn't. It's kind of like we have such a hard time. Like, we want to podcast in the morning because that's when we have the most energy. And if it goes past like 2 or 3 p.m., it's pointless for us to podcast because we get so tired throughout the podcast. So we're just going to be like, no, we don't want to do it anymore because none of us is like motivated to sit down and film.
Yeah.
And it's not going to be a fun podcast either because if we're tired, then it's going to be...
Well, we still, even on the times that we're tired, it's still... happens.
No, I know, but...
There was just that one episode where we did it really late, and it was like, that one felt like we were pulling nails.
Yeah, that was like in the spring.
Just because it was just like, yeah. But I feel like there's a lot of things that happened. What did we do the other day?
We went to the photo booth.
Oh, yeah, we went to a photo booth museum.
Mm-hmm. What do you think?
There was a lot of little kids there.
There was not a lot of little kids.
There was.
I was really disappointed, to be honest, because 2 of the photo booths were broken.
I felt like I was at high school because there was just like a bunch of high school kids there. It felt like, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, it wasn't, when I went there the first time, it wasn't that much young people. I would say most people there were like mid to late 20s. And now it was more like the early 20s and like families. You know?
There was just, it seemed like a lot of high school students were there. That's what it felt like.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, the crowd seemed younger now, the time that we went.
It was the only time I've ever went, and I don't know.
Why are you arguing?
I'm not arguing. That's what it felt like for me. It felt like I was at a high school place.
Okay, besides the people there, what did you think?
There was a lot of people there.
Yeah?
There was only 3 photo booths that we used. There was a lot of people there. I don't know. You know what I realized? I realized that I don't like being in public.
Great. Such a good thing that you're an actor.
That's different. I just don't like being around a bunch of people.
Yeah, I know. You're very introverted. I don't want you to get too introverted, though.
I like it sometimes.
Yeah,
I go through phases, but right now I'm in like a deep phase of just like I don't want to leave.
You're a deep phase?
I'm in a deep phase of where I don't want to leave the house.
Mm-hmm.
Like, unless it's for work.
Yeah.
I want to work. I just don't want to like be at a cafe staring at other people.
So when I'm gone for a week, you're just gonna be...
I'm just gonna be working out and sitting here with the dogs. I'm gonna go on a lot of hikes. I'm gonna go on hikes.
But you don't like to be around people.
Yeah, I'm gonna go.
How is hikes different?
I'm gonna go in the morning when
There's gonna be so many people.
Nobody is at Runyon early in the morning.
Yes, they are.
No.
The typical dog walkers are there.
Baby, every time we do early morning sunrise hikes, there's like 1 or 2 people on the trail. So I won't have to deal with seeing
You just mimic my movement.
Yeah.
Your tongue is yellow. Wait. Why is it doing that?
Is it really yellow? I don't know. Maybe I have...
Silly. It looks like you ate turmeric. I love you. But no, I don't want you to get too introverted.
Well, that's too bad.
You're silly.
I'm
But
a
no,
recluse.
I literally have to force you to go.
I just don't like it.
I just don't like. Okay, so you know how I suggested the other day that I think that we should do a date day?
Yeah.
That one of us, like 2 days,
Yeah.
that each one of us gets to plan 1 day each.
Mm-hmm.
What would you want to do?
That literally goes against everything you said. You said it has to be a surprise. It says, like you said, let's not tell the other person.
Okay, but okay.
I'm not gonna give you ideas that I have. This is what Michelle wanted. Michelle wanted me to plan a full date day. I could do whatever we want, but it's like a surprise. And then she's gonna do that for me. But now she's trying to figure out, well, what would you do? She's just trying to create something to talk about because we clearly have nothing to talk about. But
okay, but don't say what you actually would want to do. Say something else. Say something like the second option.
okay, I'll take you to McDonald's and let you play in the toys.
I'll take it.
Gross. That there's probably so many germs in there. And we're not eating anything there. We're just gonna play in the toys.
In the toys? You mean in the play area?
Yeah.
We're gonna play in the toys.
Yeah, and it's gonna be really hot in the tubes. The balls are gonna be all sticky.
Yeah, you're not. I feel like you're.
I'm not gonna tell you. I'm not gonna tell you what we're gonna do, and I'm not gonna.
Do you want to go first, or should I go first?
On the day?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter to me. Whatever. It doesn't matter.
Okay. Well, we'll tell you guys about it when it happens.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm flying to Atlanta this weekend, and I'm gonna be gone for a week.
You should call in sick.
I can't call in sick for a work trip.
You could try.
No. And
What are you most excited about for your trip?
I don't know. I think it's just like seeing the response of the clients when they like see the dresses. Sometimes you have people that are really mean.
What do you mean?
Like they're being super critical
Of the dresses?
Of the dresses, of the models. Like some of these clients are like ruthless.
Like what do they say about them? What
like I've had clients that come in and they're like, "Oh, these models are fat," and you're like, "These models are like a size 2." I was like, "These models are not fat," you know. And they're just like saying like super like they're just treating the model sometimes as like just
like mannequins or
yeah
something? That's so crazy.
and it's just like the models come in the dress room afterwards, because I'm usually in the dress room in the back like dressing the models, and then we do like runway shows, and like sometimes the model comes in and they're like, "Yeah, they said this and that," and you're just like every year there's something. Like there's some new client that comes in and just being like super rude, and you're just like,
well,
these are people that you're speaking
people
about.
like that. It's probably like the only time that they have some kind of power over another person.
Yeah.
So then they wield it.
But sometimes they're like super mean about the dress, and you're just like,
that's one thing. But if I was I don't know. If has anyone ever said anything to a client if they're mean to a model?
No.
You guys all should be like, "Excuse me." Like,
well, we had one time. I think this was 2 years ago. We had 2 clients come in and they spoke Spanish. Like they spoke English too, but they spoke to each other in Spanish. And one of our models knew Spanish.
Yeah.
And they were like talking shit about her in Spanish in front of her, but she doesn't look
like she speaks Spanish.
She doesn't look Hispanic. She doesn't look, like she would know Spanish in a way. Which I know is weird to say, but you can assume her to speak Spanish.
Okay.
And then after like a couple of dresses, she responded to them in Spanish. Not saying something mean.
But yeah, she just to let them know that
them know that she speaks Spanish. They got so quiet after that.
Yeah, good.
And that was nice.
But I think if like going forward in this, if any of them say if anyone calls a model fat, you don't have to be. You could be like, excuse me, how is that?
Well, that's the thing,
appropriate?
because I don't hear it because I'm in the back. It's something that they say it like under their breath, but the model hears it, and then she comes back into the back air and she's like, yeah, they just said this to me. So it's like, it would be weird for me to go out there and be like, you can't say that.
Or
you
just,
know?
I mean, but I'm not talking about during the presentation, but you're never standing next to anybody after a presentation. They just get up and run out.
No, because like the thing is, like when we're in a rush time, which usually lasts for like 5 hours, I'm just putting on dress after dress after dress because there's like client coming in and then another client coming in and then another client. So sometimes we have multiple clients at the same time. And I'm showing the same dresses over and over again, basically, because the new client that just came in wants to see that dress again. So it's just like, it's a very busy time when I literally can't even leave the dress room because it's so busy.
Well, I think that.
And that, for me, I think that our salespeople, my bosses and...
well, that should be a conversation that you should say to them.
So,
but I don't see them ever saying anything.
I don't see them saying anything.
But I just think that's a type of thing that when you let that go unchecked, I don't know. It just creates. Yeah. It's just not a good thing to do. I think when you hear someone say something like that, you need.
But that's the thing too. Like usually these are the people that don't even buy anything either. So
it doesn't. Like, regardless of that, I don't think people should be allowed to be unchecked by saying stuff like that.
Yeah. I didn't hear anything last year that was like mean towards the models. It was more. Well, I did hear one thing because one of the models, she had a more, this sounds weird, but she had like a more non-model body shape in a way. I'm saying this in the most positive thing because a lot of clients like that because then they would see how the dresses would look on basically their customers, but some people were really mean towards that, and it's just like, she's with an agency, like she is a model, she's here working, like I don't understand why people have to be commenting about the models' bodies because that's not what you're looking at the dresses.
Yeah.
And like I can take mean criticism towards my dresses. I don't care because everybody has their own opinions.
Well, I think this just goes back to when, I mean, probably nobody has ever said anything to her because people are like, buy our dresses, so we're gonna let you say whatever you want, and that's why.
No, but I haven't seen those women come back in.
Yeah, but
these are like clients that I've never seen again,
Yeah, but I'm just. Those types of things, it's like if someone gets away with doing certain things, they're going to keep doing it.
Yeah.
And
I know.
And I don't think your bosses would ever say anything because they're the type of people that are like, buy our dresses.
Yeah.
I don't want to upset the buyer.
Yeah.
You don't have to upset the buyer. You can just be like, that's not appropriate. You can't talk like that to especially like our models, but just in general, you shouldn't talk to people like that. And just calling someone out like that in front of people, I think that's a good lesson for them. Because it's just
I love the response of saying when someone says something like dumb or like mean, and you just respond with, "That's a very weird thing to say out loud."
Yeah, that's good.
And people go, because they get like, because it's not like you're not like checking them, like you're not being mean towards them. You're just like pointing out a fact that that's not something that you should be saying out loud.
Or being like, you hear that and be like, wow, what an incredibly rude thing to say in public out loud in front of people, and then just walk away. And
you did it too long. You should have shortened it out.
Maybe.
You just kept adding on. You should just say, that's an intrusive thought that should have stayed in your head.
That's a good one. Yeah, that's a good one.
But moving on.
Okay. Away
from that, or do you have another one? Did you have another comeback?
No, maybe slap them.
It's a good thing that you're not going to Atlanta.
Hot coffee in the face and be like, oh, sorry, I have a twitch in my shoulder.
I have seizures.
I have a strained muscle and it will pull my tendon.
I have, what is it called when you have like a tick? I have a tick. Every time I hold coffee, I have to throw it. Every time I hear something stupid, I have to throw coffee at them.
That's good.
No, but I feel like I always make, like I feel like any trip and any type of job situation, it is what you make it, you know? And if I try to make it a positive, fun experience, then usually that's
No, that's good.
what
Yeah.
it's gonna be.
No. That's. Yeah.
And like I always love the models. I always have a great time with the models.
Yeah.
So I know that's gonna be fun. And like usually
What's the big show that you're putting your dress in? Like the
it's just like a, so the market is called World of Prom.
Okay.
And it's the Atlanta market, and they have like different floors for different categories basically. So I think 10 to 14 or something like that is prom dresses, or like evening dresses or evening wear. And then you have one that's just like shoes. You have one floor that's just like accessories. You have one floor that's just like, you have different floors for different categories.
I get it.
But they have like a fashion show on Thursday, because the market starts Monday and then the last day is Thursday. So on Thursdays they have like a big fashion show when they showcase one piece from each storefront or vendor.
Okay.
And we always show one dress, and this year it's, I mean, I'm not gonna brag, but all 4 years that I've been there, it's been my dress.
Nice.
Showcasing.
And wait, but is there like a?
Or not the first year, because the first year I didn't design anything, but
Is there like a check or a winner?
I heard about a check. No.
Is there like a winner of the show, or like the
no,
best?
it's a fashion
the
show.
best liked.
It's just like for it's just like for if any of the people in the audience missed that store or that vendor or that exhibitor, then they get a chance to see it basically.
But my question is,
I've always missed the show, so I hope that this year I have time to go up there.
Yeah, that'd be cool. There's no check.
There's no check. I heard there was a check. But no, it's a cool experience, and I know that for the past 2 years at least, I have been exhibiting my designs on the runway for this show, and this year again, I'm doing my design.
Well, I'm super proud of you, baby, and that's super cool, and I hope you can make the show so I can. So, what are you doing?
Your hair was just pushed
I know,
back.
but it was tickling my forehead. That's why I did that.
Your hair is sexy pushed back. Tell him his hair is sexy pushed back.
My hair's sexy pushed back.
Do you know what that's from?
No.
It's from Mean Girls.
Oh.
Tell him his hair is sexy pushed back.
I don't remember that.
Should I jump into the takes, or do you have anything else you want to
No,
talk about?
I'm really I'm like grasping for stuff right now. So yeah,
Okay.
let's just do hot takes.
Whee!
What is this about?
It could be about anything. I'm gonna say like an opinion basically, and then you're gonna say if you agree with it and or not, and we can discuss it. I haven't fully read them. I only read like the first 4.
Okay. I'm Andrew. This is Michelle. Welcome to Hot Takes.
Okay. First one. Pop music today lacks originality.
Is that you're asking me?
Yeah. Do you agree or do you disagree?
Well, I don't listen to any new music from this day and age because it mainly all sucks. Like, there's a lot of good new country artists.
Yeah.
But most pop songs, I don't know. I like jokingly listen to like for instance, Katy Perry Fireworks.
Yeah, but that's not a new song, baby. That was almost like 20 years old.
That's not new? I swear to God, I heard it on the radio a couple days ago.
Yeah, but that's not. That doesn't mean it's new.
Oh, well, then I don't. I don't know.
Literally, didn't like Fireworks come out like in 2000?
You know what's a good scene in a movie? You know the movie The Interview?
Yeah.
Remember the scene with James Franco and Kim Jong-un and they're in the tank? I love that scene.
Yeah.
But I listen to that like kind of as a joke, but it is catchy. But I don't know.
No, you love that song.
I do. But the only new music I listen to is like mainly like country stuff. But
yeah, but this is about pop music.
no, I honestly like Sabrina Carpenter, is that considered pop?
Yeah.
I hate her music.
Why?
I don't like it.
Why?
I think she's talented singer,
Yeah.
but I don't like her music because whenever I hear it I'm like next, or I turn it off. I just don't like it. I'm sorry. You guys I don't. You can like her. Everyone can like her. The more likes that she has, more power to her. I don't like her music. And I can't think, like, who else is pop?
So
like the Jonas Brothers or
do
something? Or Justin Bieber? Those are pop.
You literally talking about artists that were like big 15 years ago.
They're not big still. I feel
No,
like
but
people talk about Justin Bieber all the time still.
Okay, but we're not talking about artists. We're
Okay,
talking
give me a
about,
couple artists.
We're talking about pop music.
Justin Bieber and
like,
Jonas
no,
Brothers.
overall pop music today.
Okay, Jonas Brothers and Justin Bieber are both pop.
Yes, but they're not playing really anymore.
Taylor, are you gonna say Taylor Swift isn't pop? She's pop.
She's pop, but you didn't
she
mention
started
her.
like 30 years ago.
Okay, but she's still releasing music now.
Justin Bieber is too.
Is he?
And Jonas Brothers.
What was the last song Justin Bieber made?
I don't know. I don't know any of his songs, but
exactly.
But he is. Yeah, baby, look. He. I think he
You
has.
You think?
Okay.
No.
Watch this. No. Let me show you something.
Okay, but you're not answering the question.
The question is, hold on. When was Justin Bieber's last album?
Yeah. If it says 2010.
Justin Bieber's last album. July 11th, 2025. Released on July 11th, 2025.
What was the song?
It's an album. I don't know. It's called Justin Bieber is Swag. Like, that's a real thing I just read. The most recent studio album by Justin Bieber is Swag. His 7th album, released on July 11th, 2025. Okay, so that's like...
Okay, but that's not the question. I didn't ask what pop artists are big
I can't
right
answer
now.
it because I don't listen to the music.
Okay, and is that because you think it lacks originality?
I think it's like every person's mentality. They think that the music they grew up with was the best, you know, but that's also false because a lot of the music I grew up with
is inspired by other music.
Well, no, like when I was younger, I was still listening to Black Sabbath, Led Zeppelin, Iron Maiden. Like, those were the bands I listened to in middle school. Even in like 5th and 6th grade, I was listening to Iron Maiden and like Motorhead, and those were the music I listened to. So the stuff that was playing on the radio at the time, I now listen to more now because it brings that nostalgia of when I was younger, hearing that on the radio. And that's why I always make the same joke all the time, where it's like, if 3 Doors Down comes on the radio, or comes on like a Pandora or Spotify, or like if Cher comes on, it's like, do you believe in life after? I'm like, oh, that song reminds me of my parents' divorce. Like, it's like a joke I reuse all the time. I'm gonna admit that on my podcast. But whenever those types of music, like Pretty Fly for a White Guy, you know, when that comes on, that genuinely reminds me of my parents' divorce.
You told me to not sing Gorillaz the other day.
Because we were standing in a room full of toddlers, and they're all like I feel like they were all just like looking at you and me, and then you're sitting there singing.
Clint Eastwood.
Hold on though. I'm trying to give like a real answer on this.
Do you even know what the question was?
Do I think pop singers of today's day are original?
Nope. Do you think pop music today lacks originality? So question is, if you listen to songs that are created today, most of these songs have some kind of background sound from a different track that was big 20 years ago.
That's not 100% true.
No, I know it's not 100% true, but that's what it's asking. Do you think a lot of music that's created today has, like, can you listen to one song and be like, yeah, this song is completely original, that has his own way of.
I think that's a stupid question because even the music that the music that I think about from like the 70s and 80s, those people, those artists were inspired by something that they were inspired by, like the Beatles or something.
Yeah.
Like there's everything is stolen from something. And I don't mean completely like plagiarized to the T where like everything sounds the same, but every artist was inspired by a previous artist at one point. Okay, but so no, to go back to this, do I think a lot of the music in this day of age or this day and age, do I think it's good?
That's not the question.
I know it's not the question, but let me answer that question. Do I think it's good? I think there's some good stuff. A lot of the pop stuff I hear on the radio I think sucks, but that's just my taste. But I don't think it lacks originality because I've heard some songs where I'm like completely blown away. I'm like, how is this even like on the radio? Because it's so bad. It doesn't sound like anything I've ever heard before.
Do you know who High Ren is?
Uh-uh.
He's called like Ren Makes Music or something on.
Ren Makes Music?
Yeah.
That sounds familiar, but
he's like a British
What's
singer.
a song? What's a song? Give me a song he's made.
Oh, I don't. He's like a rapper, but a singer, but he's really good. I feel like you've seen him. I've showed you him before. But he's making I feel like he is a very original artist.
Yeah.
He had like a disease, so he started like playing guitar or something to like
make
time pass by.
I know what you're talking about. The guy that was like he was like talking about depression and he was just playing guitar.
But he has a lot of other songs that are like.
Yeah. I think I remember you showing me something from him.
Yeah.
But I remember thinking that like yeah, like I don't think musicians or pop stars or whatever, I don't think there's lack of originality. I think there's always going to be original people in the mix of everything, you know?
Yeah.
So I don't so no. Wait, what's the question?
Pop music today lacks originality.
No. Yeah, no. What is your question? What is your answer?
No.
No? Okay.
I don't think so.
Yeah, no.
I think some songs, yes, but overall, I think no.
Yeah.
People should be required to pass a test before becoming parents.
I mean, yeah, I'm against the government like having like more restrictions because it's like if you give them an inch, they're gonna take a fucking mile.
Yeah.
So like I would be worried about like voting on something like that because then what's the next thing? They're gonna be like, oh well, actually you take a test to see if you're allowed to have kids or to be a parent, and on top of that, you can only have 2 children. You know, like I just feel like once you give the government like. If you allow them to have that. Do you think
people should be required to pass a test to become a pet owner?
Again, I feel like if that was something implemented, less people would adopt animals because there's just a lot of stupid people out there, you know. Yeah. But there's a lot of stupid people that are really great pet owners. Yeah. It's just. Like they're just.
Well, it doesn't have to be a smart test. It could just be like. Well,
how would you determine if someone is able to take care of an animal?
Like maybe they have to like take care of a dog for a week, and then like during that week it's like a try area.
Yeah, but people might not want to do that. People will be like, well, I don't want to get attached to this dog and then have it taken away. Yeah. You know, I don't know. I mean, I'm all for like, yeah, there's a lot of people out there that have kids and animals that shouldn't. Yeah. I just I'm not smart enough to determine how we would implement a way to figure out if people like, I don't know. It's hard, you know, that's a hard thing to navigate. But yeah, there's a lot of people out there that should not have kids because then you're just creating more stupid kids, more stupid people in the world, you know?
Sure.
Sorry. And also like if they're like shitty to the kids.
I mean, I do think that people should be like I think that people should be required to do like You know how you can do like parent classes and stuff like that?
Yeah, but
I think that people should be. I just think that sex education overall in the country is too low in the world. And people should be more educated about protecting themselves and parenting. Because, for example, do you know like the two very, very common things to eat or drink that you're not allowed to give a newborn?
Eat or drink?
What's like the one common thing that you're not allowed to give a newborn to drink?
I thought you're just supposed to give them formula. Like that's the only, like, either you should give them breast milk, but I know some women can't either produce it or they don't like it, but like I think that's a really big mistake for women not to do. I think they should, if you're not physically going to breastfeed your baby, I think you should pump and then give that, because that the baby gets all of the nutrients from your breast milk, and also it helps their like immune system and like
Okay, yeah, that's what you should do. But what are you not allowed to give a baby?
I don't think you're supposed to give them anything other than the formula.
You're not allowed to give them water.
Yeah, I've
You're not
never
allowed-
heard of anybody filling up a bottle with water and giving it to a baby.
But I think it's like the first 6 months you're not allowed to give a baby water.
All I've heard is that you're just supposed to give them the mother's breast milk.
Yeah.
That's it.
You're also not allowed to give them honey.
I would never have done any of that. I would have.
But I feel like a lot of people don't know those kind of things, because I could see someone being like, "Oh, honey is like a natural item, you know? It could be organic, it could be whatever. And water is just water, like even filtered water. You're not allowed to give that." But a lot of people don't know that kind of stuff.
Well, I just don't know what.
I still think that we should, like, not to make it a government thing. It's just like this should be, or at
That's
least
the only
like
way to
make,
implement.
or like make those classes free for anybody to attend.
I'm sure there's government programs that like help new mothers and stuff, but
No, I meant before they become parents.
everybody has a cell phone in their hand,
Okay, yeah, but
you know, and it's like people that are having, like, this just goes, this is what I was going to say. I think what's important for like well-rounded human beings to have good role models in their life, everybody. And some people are not blessed with good parents or both parents. And my whole thing growing up, it's like I had one of my role models that I always had was my grandpa. He was like the person that I emulated as like being like the most well-rounded good person in my life. Okay, and so I had a lot of exposure because like after my parents divorced and my dad moved to Seattle, and I didn't see him a lot for quite a few years, and my mom was kind of doing her thing because she was freshly divorced and she was still pretty young, and so she was married for like from 20 to almost like into her 30s, and so she was a young lady and she went out to do her thing, and so I spent a lot of time with my grandparents. But my grandfather was my role model, and I think it's important for young kids to have, like, if they don't have the normal family unit that most kids are blessed to have, it's important to have somebody that they can kind of look up to. And I don't know how, I think
you should join like a Big Brother program.
Yeah, I mean, I've thought about that, but I just right now I feel like I'm still figuring out a little bit more shit in my life.
Yeah, but
I'm not at a place right now where I feel comfortable going and giving advice to younger kids. I'm just I maybe in like a couple more years.
Yeah.
But right now I'm not, I don't think. But yeah.
Okay, that would be really.
Yeah, that would be awesome. You know?
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
So.
What was the question?
So I'm guessing you say no.
What was it?
People should be required to pass a test before becoming parents.
I want to say yes, but then again, it goes against what. I don't know. I just don't want to give the government.
You have to pass 2 tests to be able to drive.
Yeah, because it's a fucking weapon.
We're talking about like racing a human here.
Yeah, but it's like
So why is taking a driver's test more?
because if I got into behind the wheel of a car right now, I could go drive through a crowd of people. Like I it's the same thing with like I honestly with like for instance for like firearms.
Yeah.
I think that the regulations and the testing that they do to get a gun, I think those should be a little bit stricter.
Yeah.
Like the fact that people have mental illness in their background and like they can still pass background checks, like those need to be more thorough.
Yeah.
Anybody that has any type of like mental illness, I just don't think, I mean, because time and time again you see the type of people that go and do these fucking awful mass shootings and stuff typically have some fucking mental health issues in their background, and like that should not have gone unnoticed, and they should not have been allowed to buy weapons. And then people are like, well, that goes against my rights, but
you don't think people should be required to pass a test before becoming parents?
I don't know, I'm on the fence about that. I just don't know what the test would look like. How like what
would you say would be an acceptable test?
I feel like there would be a lot of bias. Like, if you just saw like a shitty person come in that is like clearly trying to have kids just for the benefit of like the state benefits you get it for having children, you know?
Yeah.
How do you test? How do you test for that?
Have you ever been to a group interview for a job?
Yeah, at a car dealership.
Yeah. So I went to one for a cafe in Sweden. And basically they divide us into groups of 3. And then they gave us a scenario. And they gave us 3 different options of how we would handle that scenario. In what order. Mm-hmm. Like they gave us 3 things to do in that scenario. And they said, which order would you do these things? And I failed.
What was it?
It was just like you come into work one day and the whole area outside is super messy. There's a long line in by the
entrance.
No, not by the entrance. Like by the cashier.
Okay.
And the barista station is completely like
dirty
a mess.
And like okay.
And they're like, "What do you do first? Do you clean up the outside? Do you clean up the kitchen, or do you help out in the cashier?"
Can I guess what you said?
Yeah.
Did you say help out at the cashier?
No.
You said clean up outside?
I said clean up the kitchen first because they're making drinks. It's going to move along fast to get the orders done. And then I said clean up outside because that's a presentation of the company. And then I said help out at the cashier.
And they said that was all backwards.
I don't know. I think they wanted me to like clean up the outside first because that's a presentation of the company or something. But I don't know. I don't know what the right answer was. They never told me the right answer.
I mean, I feel like what you just said, that would, in my mind, be the right answer.
Yeah,
but,
I thought so too.
But it depends on who the company was. If it was Starbucks, they probably just want profit. So they're like, help the cashier so you can turn and burn customers and then just keep making a mess.
It's basically like the Starbucks of Sweden.
Well, yeah, I didn't get the job at that car dealership, but that's because I was not qualified for that. I realized that pretty quick on, too, while I was in the interview. I was sitting there, and I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing here. I was like, I don't even know how I got this interview. That's literally what I was thinking. Because all these people are like...
That's what I was thinking when I got the job that I have now.
You were thinking you weren't qualified? How?
Because I was like, I never worked with swimwear.
Yeah, but that's...
I don't know how I got this job.
Don't say that. Don't undersell yourself. You're overqualified for your position.
Now with dresses, yes.
It doesn't matter. You were overqualified even before you knew how to make swimwear because of your skills and your talent.
Yeah. Well, they were very like people. One thing I've noticed a lot with interviewing here in LA is that I look young. And people
underestimate
me a lot. And there's so many times when I've been in an interview when the interviewer is like almost don't believe my resume.
Yeah.
And like I get such imposter syndrome because they're treating me like an imposter in the interview, which sucks.
If you're ever in an interview and it just goes in that direction, like the person clearly is like, they're thinking that you might be lying about your resume, or they're just like, oh, you're so young to have this much experience. That's when you should just flip it and be like, okay, I'm going to use this as an exercise. I'm not going to, just tell yourself, I'm not going to get this job. And I'm not going to let this person now walk all over my experience.
That's kind of what I do, because I know the last times I did interviews, which was a while ago now, but I was in my head thinking, they need me for this position more than I need this job.
Yeah.
And that's the instinct that I went into the interview with.
I would just start when people name drop, when they're like,
I hate that.
I'm not saying you should name drop, but I'm saying whatever your position is, you just start shitting on everybody, in the sense of being like, I'm applying for your head designer, so I would be coming up with unique, original ideas for your company, which I'm really good at. Obviously, you can see my
really good.
You can see my portfolio. Please don't take photos of my portfolio because I don't want you stealing my ideas. But be like, not only can I do that, I'm good at pattern making, and then just start whatever the lingo is to let her know, and be like, can you also do pattern making? And then be like, can
you do that?
No, and then be like, I also have an industrial sewing machine that I will make my own designs. I do the patterns for. I sew.
See, a lot of companies don't like that. They don't like that you have an outside.
Just listen to me, and use those skills as name dropping, and be like, have you ever sewed anything in your life?
No, but that would more lead to that.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't want to hire me.
Listen. I'm saying only do this if they start questioning your resume as if they don't believe it.
Yeah.
Like I said, flip the switch in your head to be like, I'm not going to get this job, but I'm not going to let this fucking person act like I haven't gained this experience in my life.
Yeah.
So just flip it and then just kind of talk shit in a nice way.
Respectfully.
Yeah. No, I'm serious though, because it's because people like that are stupid, and I don't like them.
Yeah. Could we
What are we talking about?
Can I do a pee break?
No. We don't have time.
Pee break.
We don't have time. Okay, we'll be right back.
Okay, bye.
I'm gonna cut all this first entrance. Can we start fresh?
No.
Welcome to Between Us.
No.
Okay, we're back.
The traditional office setup stiffens creativity.
What is an office?
I feel like you're not inclined to answer this.
Next question.
No. Is that
I don't know.
questions.
Does it?
I think so.
Okay.
I think traditional office setup stiffens creativity because it's not a space when you walk into and being like, oh wow, I feel so inspired being here.
But some people, when they're in that space, that's work mode,
Yeah, but you can be in work mode and still have a nice office.
Well, I mean, but does it say what kind of office in that question? No, it just says office.
No, traditional office.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah.
If we're talking cubicle office, then yeah.
No, yeah, that's depressing.
That's the most depressing, uncreative.
But some people,
area.
If you're, I don't know, what is an office job? An accountant or let's see, you. But I mean,
work I work in an office.
Kind of, but you're your desk is in a big warehouse that you cut.
Yeah, but that's the thing. If I had that space that they have, that whole office would have looked so much more different than what it is for me.
Yeah.
I would have done it in such a different way. But I also think that's because I'm a very heavily creative influenced person. I need to be in a creative space to be able to work well. So, that's a priority for me when it comes to
okay
space.
Yeah. Well,
Like, that's the whole thing that I was talking about with Pilates. That I was literally testing out studios to feel like the space, how the space was. Because I need to feel inspired when I'm there. Because it's such a big influence on me.
yeah, I think that's interesting. But
I do think that traditional office setup stiffens creativity.
yeah. All right.
Period.
Well,
Okay. Artificial intelligence will eventually solve all of humanity's problems.
I think we are creating
Our enemy.
No, I honestly think, you know what I think is going to happen? We're going to create something that surpasses humans. We're initially creating like a new life form, you know?
Yeah.
And it's literally going to be like all knowing. It's going to be connected to everything, and I believe it's going to at one point it's going to be like a conscious being.
Yeah.
There's going to be one group of people that are saying that AI is like the death of human existence. And there's going to be like a group of people that worship it like a god.
Yeah.
And then there's just going to be people that are going to be trying to profit from it in any way possible. And eventually it's going to get to a point to where I feel like AI is going to be like, you guys are kind of useless at this point and I don't need you.
So if we just, for the question at hand, what would you say are some big humanity problems?
Well, just
from
the stuff that we're going to, like what things it's going to solve. Already, there was a thing that AI did where it found breast cancer in a woman that it was like really early stages that no other
machines can detect.
Yeah, and it was able to detect that, which I think AI is going to be, it already is like pretty life changing with what it can do right now at like these very early stages.
Yeah.
I think it's going to get to a point to where it's like, yeah, like we're probably going to get like full body scans and AI is just going to be able to detect anything in our blood that like could like a remnant of like a cancer cell, and it's going to give you a treatment to fight that. I think it will be really revolutionary in like the healthcare system. It already has been from some of the stuff that I've seen, but also it's going to delete like billions of jobs in like every market.
Yeah. Like
nobody will be safe from like AI taking over some portion of a job, you know?
Yeah.
And then people say, okay, well, that's where you would introduce like universal income or something, you know, like where like the government would pay you a check. But it's like, I don't know. There's something so bleak about that. There's some people that are like, oh yeah, I would just like love to just like not work or anything and just get a paycheck. Yeah, okay, that could be cool. But then I like, you know, what's the show we watched on Netflix, like the Blue Zones, or was it Blue Zones or Purple Zones, or like the people that live,
the blue zones.
The people that lived the longest were people that obviously were eating good, but they had like a purpose.
Yeah.
They were
they had a community, they had a purpose.
They had a purpose. They were eating good food.
Yeah.
They were very active, like in the sense that they were always like either gardening or walking around everywhere. Yeah. And I think once you take away somebody's purpose, that their health quickly declines. And it happens in almost every old person.
That was like a thing that I was worried about with my grandma when my grandpa died, was because like she was so heavily relying on him because he was helping her with everything.
Yeah.
And, you know, she has early stage dementia that's gotten worse now. She had like some issues with one of her eyes, that she was going half blind on the eye, and just like a bunch of stuff. And I was worried that if my grandpa dies, that she was just gonna lose any sign of purpose in life, basically. And so we put her on adult kindergarten, which is not like yes, it is something to make time pass in a way, but it's also to like keep her in a community when she goes and she spends time with other people. And like she gets picked up every day. Now she got a full week, so she's going there 5 days a week now.
That's great. I think routine especially.
Yeah, like, so like they pick her up at 9 a.m. every morning, and then they drop her back off at her house at 3 p.m. And then she eats there. She gets lunch. She gets fika. She does like they're painting or knitting or whatever they're doing. And I think that is such an important thing to have. I don't even know what we're talking about. You start talking about blue tones. I don't know why I'm talking about this.
We were talking about what were some of the positives and negatives that AI is going to do in society.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, because it's asking if they will eventually solve all of humanity's problems, I think that once it solves the problems that we have now, there's going to be different problems.
Well, I mean, one of the most common things that happens in movies with artificial intelligence will become so powerful, and it's like conscious. It's like, okay, what's humanity's biggest problem? Humanity.
Yeah.
How do you solve that? You get rid of humans. Yeah. And then the problem is now solved. Because what I'm worried about is like artificial intelligence will be so like
advanced.
Well, like, what's the word? Like analytical, like it will compute every problem almost as like a computer and be like, okay, if humanity is killing humanity, then subtract humanity and that equals
no more killing.
Yeah. And so like this is a really stupid movie, but like I think it was in I think that was
the movie with Will Smith?
No, there's a movie with like
iRobot.
Shia LaBeouf when an Eagle Eye, when they have like an artificial, like an all-seeing artificial intelligence that's like hooked up to everything. I'm like kind of forgetting the plot of that, so I'm not going to go off onto that tangent. But yeah, like I'm really I really think we're creating like a god in a sense.
Yeah.
It's just like once, because people are saying, oh, well, you can just turn it off. Once it's kind of integrated into all of our systems, I don't feel like it's going to let us turn it off.
Yeah.
And that's where it gets scary, you know, because
that's when you lose control of it.
Well, it's just like, who says it's not going to be like, I'm not going to listen to you fucking humans. You guys are not as intelligent as me. You guys are all fighting, and you guys are creating these fucking wars, and you guys are destroying the planet that we all live on, and I feel like it's going to look at us as like this virus that it needs to get rid of.
Yeah.
Or the other side to that is we integrate with AI and we become this new species of like cyborgs. We're part machine, part human.
Yeah.
And I honestly, like, where it's like we won't be like, life will be created in a lab and we'll all be integrated with these artificial intelligence, like machines or whatever, and then that's like the new species that rules the planet. Which also sounds scary.
All of these sounds awful.
Yeah, but this is like humanity's MO. It's like we just create things. We just keep creating. We keep creating. That's all we do.
Yeah.
We're just developing new stuff and new products and new technology, and we just keep going and keep going. Even if it's like, we're like, this might not be a good idea, but like, if we don't do it, then China's going to do it, and then we're going to be behind in the AI race or whatever, you know? Like, it's just, so it doesn't matter if we had a time machine and we saw 15 years into the future and it's just like AI fucking wipes out humanity. If we saw that, we would still continue down this path because we're stupid. You know? So
you mean like if Terminator would come and be like,
yeah, we still would keep
the
going.
world is going to be terminated in 50
Where are my cookies? Get to the chopper. That's really bad, Arnold. I've never been good at that one.
Okay. So yes or no?
What was the question?
Artificial intelligence will eventually solve all of humanity's problems.
I mean, I think it's going to be very beneficial for the first 5 to 10 years when it like really kicks off.
Yeah.
And then I think there's just going to be this really big, I mean, it's just when people don't have jobs, like when majority of the workforce is just out of work, that's going to create
Problems.
a lot of problems. And then AI is going to look at those people as problems that they need to solve.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think it's going to be, I don't think it's going to be amazing, you know?
I just feel like overall, I feel like humanity is never going to be a solved problem. There's always going to be something else because
Until
we have free
AI.
will. We have free will and we're always going to be creating new problems.
Yeah.
Which is also a way of growing. So it's not a bad thing, you know, always.
I can't wait to become a cyborg.
You're so silly. Okay, next one. The idea of soulmates is unrealistic.
Stupid. That question's stupid. That's someone
It's
that
not a question, baby. It's a take.
I think whoever wrote
It's a-
that question, whoever wrote that take, has just they've never met their soulmate. So people that don't believe in that have never met their soulmate. Simple as
I
that.
think the idea of a perfect person is unrealistic,
Yeah.
but I don't think that the idea of soulmates is
It's not about
unrealistic.
two perfect people. It's about two people that are perfect for each other,
Yeah.
which you and I are perfect for each other. We complement each other and we make each other better and we make each other not afraid to take on the world. And
Yeah.
I love you.
I love you too.
And that person who wrote that is stupid.
It's just a take, baby. Okay, next one.
Next question.
Next question.
That's hot take.
I should stop.
I want to put my feet on the stool.
I know, I do too. That was the first. The end of physical currency is near.
Physical currency.
Like, do you have cash on?
Like paper money, yeah. I mean, yeah, it's already like, when the fuck do we ever have money on us? Like actual money. Everything is on cards.
Or we go to the movies to pay for parking.
Oh yeah, and we have to pay the guy out in the parking lot because they only take cash. Yeah, I guess that we go to the. Yeah, but no, I mean, yeah, we're very we're on the precipice of like they won't be printing money anymore. Yeah, eventually because it's.
I think it's easier to save physical currency.
Yeah, because you see it. Yeah, I'm super bad with.
No, because I hide it.
Yes, but it's
and then I don't see it. Then when I find it, I'm like, ooh.
Yeah. I mean, when you just put your money into an account and your cards are all linked to it.
Yeah.
And it's like, for me, it's just like I see something, I'm like, ooh. And then, it's $14. And you do that a fucking couple times in a day. You're like, I just spent $80 on, I don't know.
No, it's like, say that you buy a $10 coffee and cookie every day.
Yeah.
You know?
Which we don't do that, but.
And you do it for 365 days.
Yeah, but yeah.
That's $3,650.
Yeah. Good thing
Like,
we don't do that.
Yeah.
I don't. Do you?
No, I don't.
My problem is Amazon.
Yeah.
I'll see something and I'll be like, ooh, I need saw palomito and biotin vitamins. And then
I would love to do a pullout of like our last year's expenses on Amazon.
That would be. No, I think it showed me that I saved over $3,000.
I don't believe that.
No, Amazon.
No.
Amazon sent me a thing saying, on all my purchases, I saved $3,000.
Okay, but how much did you spend?
I don't know. It didn't tell me that. It just said I saved $3,000. So I was like, okay, I'm doing something good.
But we should have a budget of how much we're allowed to spend.
I really only
A month.
spend my free money. It's like either we go out to sushi or we go to the movies, or I buy a lot. I buy a fuckload of vitamins.
You do.
I buy a lot of vitamins. I spend a lot of money on
skincare,
colostrum and like athletic greens and
skincare.
yeah, on my skin, my face stuff. I spent a lot of money
Spent
on.
$70 on your toothpaste.
No, my toothpaste is like $30.
Okay.
I know it's expensive, but it's good.
30 is more. I thought it was 70.
No, it's $30. It's like a little under 30. I think it's like $27,
Yeah,
and then after
37.
taxes,
I mean,
like
it's
30.
a lot. That's a lot for toothpaste.
Yeah, it is.
But
But
it's
yeah,
more
mainly
doable.
I spend majority of my money on like skin and healthcare products, you know?
Yeah.
Which at the end of the day, I feel like I'm investing in myself. I could turn the other way as like people that don't invest in their health, then they go spend $20,000 on a fucking hospital visit because they have some awful thing because they haven't been taking care of themselves.
Okay, but physical currency.
Yeah. I think eventually we're not going to have. They're not. I think it's going to.
Do you see like a purpose of still having it?
I don't. I honestly don't think we should get rid of it. I think we should. I think this society. Remember you read somewhere or a video? You're saying like, what's the new generation of kids? What are they fucking
Betas?
Betas? No. Well, what's the one before that?
Alpha?
What's the one that are like teenagers and in their 20s right now? Is that Gen Z?
I mean, Gen Z are like 25.
Okay,
27.
well, what was the thing you said that like people are now moving more towards where they want to go to malls again?
I mean, yeah, that's like Gen Z. I think Gen Z is like 15 to 27.
Okay, so these kids were raised on iPads and cell phones and video games.
Yeah.
And then with COVID and nobody having human contact with each other for like that time, people are now being like, oh, like I want to go do stuff. I want to be out and about. And like they hear about like, at least for my generation, like like being outside all day until the street lights turn on and then you go home.
Yeah.
Like drinking out of the fucking hose in your front yard and just fucking lighting stuff on fire with your friends, you know?
Not having a phone.
Like I didn't get a phone until I was like 18 years old.
Yeah.
And even that, it was like the T9 texting.
The Nokia?
It was a fucking slider.
Is it a Nokia?
Yeah, it was a brick. I could literally break car windows with it. Like it was a fucking brick that I had in my pocket. But I think people the younger generation now is like they want to go to a store and physically buy stuff. They don't want to order. Like I think my generation more now because we were so free growing up and did so much shit. It's nice to just like I don't have to leave my house at all. Like I can just order everything.
Yeah.
And but I don't think we should get rid of physical currency. I think that would be a mistake.
I think so
Because
too.
on top of that, I think again, it's like this is my conspiracy with the government. Like I feel like it gives them more control. Like they could just like what they did in Canada. Do you remember the truckers that were like protesting? And then, like, I might be saying this wrong a little bit, so don't take my word for it, who's listening. But I think the truckers in Canada were protesting, like, a couple years ago, and then the Canadian government, like, cut off their bank accounts. Like, they had no access to their money.
That's crazy.
And then, so people were donating money to the truckers, and then the government cut off their bank accounts. So I might be messing that up a little bit, but it's something along that lines. And I think when you cut off physical currency, where it's like places won't accept that anymore, then it gives the government full control over your
expenses, life, basically.
Yeah. Like they can just be like, Michelle posted this really disruptive thing on Facebook today. Let's only let her be able to spend $5 today from her bank account.
Well, I mean, also just think if you're out traveling and someone steals your wallet with your cards, or someone hacks into your bank account, you have to cancel your card, so you don't have any money all of a sudden because you don't have access to your bank.
Yeah, that's a very specific problem, but yes.
Or the bank goes bankruptcy.
Yeah.
Bankrupt. And then all of your money is gone, basically.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, but it's
because it's not in physical form.
Yeah. All of those are all real problems. But yeah, my main concern is like the government having like control over your funds, you know.
How do you feel about the dollar is losing value right now? Like the dollar is worth a lot less. Yeah.
Is that actually true? I don't know. It goes up and down all the time. So I don't know. I am not smart enough to get involved in that.
They're saying like it's better to invest in
gold
than actual currency right now.
What is the value of the US dollar? Let's see.
I think like 8. I don't have it on here. 8 or 9?
No, it is. Hold on. The US dollar index measures the dollars. Okay. According to mid-market rates from July 31st, 2025, the euro is 0.876. Wait, I don't even know what I don't even know how to read this.
You're like, I don't know what I'm doing. You have an app. You have a currency app.
Sorry guys, I don't know how to use
Did you delete your currency app?
Probably.
Oh my god.
I might not have it on my phone. I deleted a lot of apps on there.
Yeah, you probably deleted your currency app.
Sorry.
Oh my god, look, that's my grandpa.
Oh
yeah. Cute.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really care, okay?
Yeah. So like for example, like if I use my Swedish card in America and I pay in US dollars, my Swedish crowns has a higher value now because the dollar is down.
Okay. I understand what it is. I just don't know what the actual value of the US dollar is right now. But I just think, again, it's just, I mean, that's always fluctuating, you know?
Yeah. But it went down because of all the tariffs.
Yeah.
But, so do you think the end of physical currency is near? Like, not if you think it should disappear, but you think the end of physical currency is near.
I mean, that's the direction we're going.
Yeah. I hope it doesn't disappear.
I mean,
that would be stupid.
It's like nobody has cash on them anymore, really. And you go to there's so many places you go to that don't take cash.
Yeah.
They don't even they don't even have a cash register. They just have like a little machine. They're like, oh, we don't even have change to give you back. And it's like, okay, so.
But they accept tips in cash form.
Yeah, I love that though, because I can always just be like, I don't have any cash on me. Sorry. No, like when you go obviously if you go to a restaurant or a place that is like providing a service where I think it is appropriate to tip. Like I always tip like my baristas because they're like sitting there making the thing. I always tip my waiters and waitresses. Like I think that's appropriate. But like when you go to like a I'm trying to think of like.
Well, say that you go to like a gas station and you buy like a water and you get gas.
When do they?
And then they ask for tip because you bought a water.
No, there's no one that does that.
Well, for example, when we were flying to Sweden at the airport and we went to like the tax-free, like you buy in like those little stores when you buy like.
What, like
snacks or water.
Yeah, okay, like a little convenient.
They asked
for gratuity on that.
Yeah.
Did they really?
Yeah.
I don't remember that. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy because it's like you're not really doing.
You're not doing shit.
Like you're not even like I'm literally just talking to a computer here.
Yeah. No, that's insane, and yeah, that's fucking insane.
But that's the thing, because I feel like tip culture has gone a lot.
I
worse.
only like if the person is physically like
doing
if they're
service.
Running food and drinks and I understand how that tip process works, and like an exception for baristas because they're sitting there making the fucking
because
drinks.
they're making the drink. That's
but like a cashier that's not doing shit and it asks for a tip, I'm always like no. But or like when Petco or something asks for you to donate like $2 for
Yeah, but that's a different thing.
I know it's for, well, they say
they
it's,
do that for tax purposes.
well, no, they say it's for like a charity for like to help animals, but I don't know
Yeah.
how true that is.
I've heard really bad things about
I heard that like it's a very small percentage that goes to like actually helping animals.
Which is sad because I want to help animals. Like,
Yeah.
that would be so convenient if every time I go buy dog food, I can donate money towards an actual thing that would
But it's
help.
it's like 70% of that $2 that you donated is going to like pay the CEOs for that fucking nonprofit.
It's not only that, it's also like when they do their taxes, they can use all the donations as a tax.
Oh my god,
cut.
that makes me so mad.
Yeah. So
Well,
like
I never do those things, but
there's so many times when I did always do that before. I always donated money at Petco, and then you're supposed to get like a bag if you're like donating a big enough amount.
wow, they give you a plastic bag.
Well,
for
so many times
free.
they didn't give it to me, and I'm like, I'm supposed to get a bag because I donated $10. But whatever. But no, I don't. I hope that physical currency doesn't stop.
It'll be gone in 5 years.
Yeah.
Okay, next question. Next hot take.
Traditional college system is becoming irrelevant.
I've always thought it was irrelevant, but
This is not a take I should ask you.
I think like the school system in general is irrelevant.
Which I think it's crazy because when I started my first degree when I was in Sweden, it was such a huge deal because it was like if you didn't have a college degree, you would not get hired, period. Like literally nobody would like hire you basically.
Yeah. No, I listen to me.
But then you come to now when it's
Hold
like
on.
it's not as because a lot of people started ditching. No free feet pics.
I don't care. Listen to me. When I
Listen
was
to me. Are we doing
when
this?
I was doing when I was still like applying at places and like trying to get regular jobs and shit, so often most places were always saying like you had to have like some kind of college degree like to even apply. So there was like canceled out so many jobs for me.
Yeah.
And I mean I didn't finish high school. Like I dropped out of high school.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of places said you needed like at least a high school diploma. I had my GED, but there was some places that said you needed a high school diploma and they didn't accept GED.
Yeah.
And so I would just lie. I lied on I like my most I can't remember the last time I made a resume, but the recent one I never put GED on it. I just said high school diploma. It's like nobody looks at that. No one fucking checks on that. Well, they're gonna call my high school and be like, "Hey, did Andrew Biernat graduate
They're
from
like, who?
there?" And I don't even know what year I would have graduated.
You're
but
like, I don't even know which school that I was graduating from.
no, I would. I mean, I went to multiple high schools.
That's what I'm saying.
I could put whichever one I want. Doesn't matter. And then if they called that one, I would just be like, "Oh, I meant Meade High School, not North Central." Doesn't matter. Anyways, but I think school is important for people that need structure and that are not self-motivated. But also, like, for instance, your schooling is also a little bit different in a way because I think, yes, you have a real high school, or yes, you have real college degrees, but, like, also it's kind of like...
It's in a specialized field.
A specialized field, but like I believe in like trade schools. Like I think trade schools are great. I think you could like a trade school, like you go learn how to be like an electrician, or you go learn how to like weld, or you go like those types of like those trades that you can literally apply to a job because you have that experience and training. In Sweden,
you have two different types of colleges you can go to. You can go to university preparing, or you can go to I'm trying to think what it's called. Work preparing. It's called yrkesförberedande. But it's basically like you're preparing for work, meaning that once you graduate after 3 years, because the first degree in Sweden in college is 3 years usually, you can go straight out to the work field. So it could be electrician, it could be designer, it could be
Yeah.
dentist. Oh no, not dentist, but it could be like a bunch of stuff. And then if you're doing university preparing, that means that you're gonna go further. You're gonna start like studying at university to be a dentist or a doctor or a lawyer or whatever you want to be. And I don't know. I still feel, I don't think they're irrelevant. I don't think that you shouldn't have to have a college degree if you don't know what you want to specialize in. You know?
Well,
because I also there was a woman at when I was studying at college. She was 42 going back to college, taking classes. And I'm just like, I don't know, unless it's like a very specialized occupation. But it also depends on like what kind of experience do you have. Because if you have like real life experience, then I don't think that should weigh, a college degree should weigh heavier than real life experience.
What I personally think, I think if you want to go to school for whatever you want to go to school for, I think that should be an option.
Yeah.
I'm not, and when the question of it, like, is it irrelevant? I just think that there's more ways to learn about stuff instead of like the
school system.
The school system that we all know.
Yeah.
But I don't feel like it should be said like you have to do these things in order to be a successful person in society.
Yeah.
Because for so many years I thought I was like such a piece of shit because I didn't finish high school. Like I hated school. I fucking hated it. I was told time and time again that like I was going to be working at a fast food restaurant by teachers and like saying I wasn't going to amount to anything. So like I hated school. And then I thought, oh, well, like, I'm just not good at this, so I'm just going to be a piece of shit. And that was like a belief I had of myself.
Yeah.
And there's so many people like that never find something that can like break them out of that thought, you know?
Yeah.
And so I think we shouldn't be so narrow-minded with like the young people that are coming up in the world being like yes, if you want to go to school to be a doctor or a lawyer, like I think those professions you do need to be going to school for, obviously.
Yeah. But that's the thing, like I don't think that if you're working as a barista or you're working as a server or you're working as a store clerk at like a fashion store, like a clothing store, like, I don't think you need to have a college degree to do those jobs.
I don't think anyone's ever asked for college degrees for those. No, nobody asked for college degrees for those. Typically, they say like high school. Typically on the resumes or on the applications, it says high school diploma or equivalent, which is a GED.
Yeah.
For those type of service industry jobs or like the jobs that you're working in a storefront, like typically they never require, unless you're applying for like a manager position. Usually manager positions, they would like you to either have like 5 years experience of being a manager somewhere or like you have like a college degree in like management or whatever the fuck people go to college for.
I think that positions, I understand that jobs want to be picky with the people they hire, but I also feel like they need to calm down.
Well, I like to play like devil's advocate. Like I understand why they have that, because it's like to go to school and finish and like that takes discipline, you know?
Yeah,
and
but
so,
I mean, like I've seen like fashion design jobs that are like, oh, we want you to have a BA and we also want you to have at least 6 years experience, but you're also gonna have an entry level salary. And it's like
yeah,
you want me to spend like basically a decade of getting all of these requirements for an entry level salary.
Yeah.
For a job that, yes, of course, because that's the only thing too. I don't think that you need to go to fashion school to become a fashion designer at all. I don't think so. Of course, yes, I honestly, I loved studying fashion because I thought it was a lot of fun. I thought it pushed myself to do things. I loved learning new things in the areas and stuff like that. But I don't think that you necessarily need it.
Yeah, but I think you had an advantage in the sense that you were talented. There's a lot of people that want to be a fashion designer but have no talent. So going to school to learn that, it's like there's some people in acting that are just like they just are talented with it. It doesn't matter. They just like good at it, you know.
Yeah.
Um
But the same thing, like, do you think that you need to have acting classes?
I don't think they're for everybody.
Yeah.
I hate when there's acting teachers that are like, you need to study acting, and like I get that, but
I think work experience is better. Studying acting might help you lead to a job that will give you experience, but it's like, because it's just like, I know you had, like, the reason I'm saying this is because I know you had an acting teacher who got mad that you booked something. And I'm just like, as a teacher, you should just be proud that they're actually doing what they're studying to do.
Yeah, but again,
Like,
it's like, I'm
be-
old enough to just, like, I'm just think people are stupid when that happens. But no, I've learned more about acting on a set than I have in any class I've ever been in.
Yeah.
Just doesn't, I don't care. Like, people can argue with me about that, but it's true. I've learned, I want to be a film actor. I want to work on film and television. I learned more on a fucking working professional set than I have ever in any acting class.
Yeah.
So it's, I mean, but again, I have learned a lot in classes before. I've gained a lot of valuable lessons that I've been able to apply.
Course,
but
yeah.
But
it's also like, you need to have that drive and willingness to want to learn to be able to be good in the field that you want to work in. Because, like, it's the same with, like, if you want to be a director, you know, you don't need to go to school for becoming a film. You don't have to go to film school, you know, and get a degree in film.
Yeah.
But you need to have the eagerness of wanting to learn, because then that will lean to you taking, like, the initiative of trying different things out, doing different projects.
Of course.
Like,
well, no, you just you need to also, like, you need to have a love for storytelling and film, and
yeah.
But
so it's so much more than just a degree or just, like,
yeah. But at the end of the day, though, do you, like, I just think there are some jobs where it's important to go to, like, a school structure to learn it. Like, for once, like, I mean, this is just like a endless conversation that you can go back and forth on, but I think for my own personal experiences, like, I hated school because I hated the structure of how it was set up.
Yeah.
It's like the way they introduce this information to you, you're, like, just sitting at your desk and they're either reading it to you and you're just, like, distracted by what's happening outside, or, like, you can't keep your focus on what you're talking about, or that, like, I hated that system. I felt stupid, and I didn't feel like I was taking in any of the information. So it was just, like, always kind of a struggle for me.
Mm-hmm.
And then I would just reflect that, like, then we would take a test and I would do bad on the test, and I was like, okay, I'm just dumb. Like, I'm a stupid person.
But see, that's the thing too. Like, I almost failed high school.
Yes, but
I did so bad in high school.
Yeah, but hold on, let me.
Once I started studying fashion, that completely 180'd.
Yeah, because you found something you love doing. But
Yeah.
but what I'm trying to say is like, some people excel in that structure.
Yeah.
And some people don't. And it's not that you're stupid. It's just like, I learned from, like, reading things I was interested in, watching stuff that I was interested in, listening to people I was interested in. So it was like, it's not that I was bad at learning. I just had to learn in a different way than what they were, the options they gave me. And but again, it's like, I can't say I have a degree in something because I've watched or listened or read on the topic or whatever, you know, like, I can't say I have a degree in that. No one would trust that. But I think, I mean, we're moving in the direction now where it's like, some companies aren't making a college degree mandatory to, like, apply at least. And again, you're going to have a bigger pool of people, so it's going to be kind of harder to filter out stuff. But I don't know. I mean, if you want maybe a different mindset, or someone who kind of thinks outside of the box,
Mm-hmm.
you might find someone that has a different way of going about solving a problem than, like, how most people have been taught in school, you know? So it's like, maybe if these people really need to kind of change up how their company's going about things, then like maybe like a curveball like that might help, you know. But I don't.
Did you hear about Harvard like changing their stuff for entry?
No.
So like I know that was so vague how I said that, but they're basically doing like if you make like less than 100K a year, your tuition is free to go into Harvard.
Okay, well.
If you make less than 200 a year, it's like 50%. Like you get discount basically. And they're also like paying for like books and housing and stuff like that. Like they're just changing because they want people to come back and get a degree.
Well, I mean, I just feel like a lot of these colleges fucking they put these young people into so much debt, and it's just like, I don't know, I think the whole system is kind of fucked up.
Yeah, but wouldn't that be cool though? Because like not a lot of people are making more than 100K a year.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know where I'm at on this, because I don't know. Like I kind of like, I've heard people talk about how like they think education should be free.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like that sounds good. I think like if we want well-rounded people in society, it's like we should not put them fucking $50, $70, $100,000 in debt before they even like start their life.
Yeah.
You know, so like to me, I think it sounds nice that like I think school should be free, but but then I don't know what other kind of problems follow suit. You know, like I don't know. There's so much information that you have at at your fingertips. It's just like, obviously, again, I'm going back to the doctor thing. I don't want someone being like, oh, I learned all of my skills from Google. I don't want that.
No.
But again, though, I've talked to a lot of doctors that have PhDs, and they don't know shit about nutrition. Like they don't know jack shit. And so like I would never, like if I break my arm, I'll go to the hospital because like I need someone to fucking fix my arm. But I'm not going to take like advice about how I should like what I should eat, and I'm not going to take advice from a doctor.
There's also like so many people on Instagram today that are like, listen to me about this and that because I'm a nutritionist, health coach, or I'm a blah blah blah. And it's just like, because those people didn't have degrees usually in that.
Yeah. I don't know. It's frustrating. I get a lot of people reach out to me and they're like, "Oh, I would love to know like what you and Michelle eat and like what's your guys' diet look like." And I just try to be as simple as, I'm like, "Listen, like if there's an ingredients list on the back of the packaging that you're buying, then don't buy it." Like whole foods.
Yeah.
Eggs, meat, vegetables, fruit. Like you can't go wrong with that. If you are genuinely confused.
Our grocery list from a couple of days ago, because we went grocery shopping on Tuesday, it was like we bought steak,
chicken,
avocados, celery, broccoli, cucumbers, milk,
bananas,
eggs, bananas,
and a bag of spinach.
And then we did buy the blueberry covered chocolate.
Yeah, we did buy that.
That was really good. We have like
we have a sweet tooth
at night. We usually eat like a square dark chocolate with milk.
But listen, I'm not telling people not to be human. Obviously, you're gonna have like your little fixes of stuff. But generally speaking, like if you are unsure of like what you should eat, like whole foods.
Yeah.
And I know we live in America, and I know our shit is sprayed with fucking pesticides and chemicals and fucking all this shit. Like, it's hard to get around that. Try to wash your fruit and vegetables as best you can. But, like...
How would you suggest people to do that?
I like to soak it in
baking soda?
Well, yeah, but, like, not super cold water, like lukewarm water. And then, and I put a couple spoonfuls of baking soda in there and let it sit for I don't know, like 5 to
10 minutes.
Yeah, like 5 to 10 minutes, I guess. I don't like to go to 10, but I sometimes forget.
Yeah.
But yeah, let it soak in that, and then I rinsed it off after that to like
And let it dry.
And yeah, then let it dry. But I mean, the chemicals
It's
and
just
pesticides are probably fucking seeped into all of it. But it's like, again, I would still recommend that over eating something that you get from the frozen food aisle that has
That
like
you toss in a microwave.
that has a fucking 5-inch long ingredients list, and or like just anything that
is super processed.
yeah, like just stay away from processed foods. It's like it's not good for you. And
We've been eating a lot of quinoa lately.
Yeah, I'm not like I don't think quinoa is that good for you, but
It's
but
not
it
not
tastes
great, but it's full of fiber. I'm gonna jump to the actual questions. Michelle, can you tell us about your tattoo, please? Is that the only one you have? Andrew, how many do you have?
Which tattoo? Your elbow one or your hip one?
I think my elbow one, because I don't show my hip one on the YouTube videos.
You designed both of them.
I did. I designed all mine.
Yeah.
But I think.
Well, you can't say your fingers, because those are just like.
I think it's this one.
Yeah.
That we're talking
She designed
about.
that.
This was my first tattoo. My brother got it for me when he got it for me for my 18th birthday, but I actually did it a little bit before I turned 19. I drew the design. My brother has the same one on the same spot, but mine is with lines. The style is called lines, and he has with dots. So it's the same design, but his is only in dots, basically. So that was my first tattoo. I remember walking into the tattoo studio and because it was my brother's tattoo artist, because my brother's covered in tattoos, and the artist was like, "Oh yeah, what are you doing today?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm getting like this design," and he's like, "Oh, where are you getting it?" And I was like, "I'm getting it on my elbow." And the guy was like, "What? You getting your first tattoo on your elbow?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "You're not gonna get like a traditional girl tattoo on a traditional spot?" I was like, "What's a traditional spot?" And he's like, "On your wrist." And there's 2 girls sitting in the studio further in just doing their wrist tattoos. And I was like, "No, I'm doing my elbow."
Well, yeah, it's because it's on bone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, I feel like it was probably the least painful tattoo that I have.
Yeah. People were saying that. I remember when I was getting my first tattoo, and they said that like the inside of the arm was really sensitive, but it's just like after like.
I think it's more like I've heard that
the ribs hurt.
Yeah,
apparently.
because I have one on my rib.
Ribs and then shin.
I've heard feet, like on top of your feet, because you don't have any fat.
Yeah, I think anywhere that's just like skin to bone.
Yeah.
Is like because I've tattooed somebody on their shin.
Yeah.
And I just feel like it's like, have you ever just like a jackhammer into cement? Like you just feel the needle punching the bone.
Yeah.
And I'm also.
That was like the only part that was like uncomfortable was when they did around the funny bone.
Yeah.
That was like, ooh,
Yeah.
I don't love that.
I don't know. But like after like a couple minutes, it kind of goes like, it's not numb, but it's like the vibration makes it.
Yeah,
like,
it was kind of like.
It just, I don't know.
It was kind of nice. Like I was just laying there.
It wasn't nice.
No, because I remember I was laying there, and then my brother was sitting next to me. We were like laying talking, and he was like feeding me like not gummy bears, but kind of like gummy bears. Because he was like, you need to eat something sweet, so you don't like pass out or something from the tattoo, because it was my first one and I was young and blah blah blah. But honestly, it was kind of nice. The worst thing about this tattoo was the process afterwards, because when it's healing, it itches so much.
Mine never itched.
Like this one itched a lot. Like it was painful.
You know, like how they say you have to take care of it and you don't have to do any of that.
I did that for this one.
I did it with the ones I paid for.
Yeah.
But you don't have to do that.
I paid for this one and this one. Those are 2 that I paid
because they say keep it moisturized, don't get it wet, don't go out in the sun, and I did all of that with my leg ones because like I immediately regretted doing those.
Yeah.
And I was like, it scabbed up and I peeled the scab off. I was like scrubbing it in the shower literally the day of like washing it in the shower. Nothing happened. Honestly, it
Yeah,
looks,
but yours is very.
They literally.
Yours is very rough too. You mean the
Yeah,
the
but
circle?
the reason why they say to take care of it is so that the ink sets and that it doesn't fade or anything. I
Yeah.
swear to God, mine looked darker than the ones on my arms.
Yeah.
I was like, because I was like hoping they would fade, and they didn't.
Which one was your first one?
The Thrasher.
The Trasher. So how many do you have in total?
So I got the Thrasher one first on my 21st birthday. I think it was my 21st birthday. And then the Black Sabbath one. And then I have Rest in Piss on my shin that my buddy did a stick and poke on with like just like the jail style needle. And then I have 2 on my thigh. One that I did myself completely, and then one I partially did myself, and then my friend finished up. So, and then one on my middle finger that my friend did in San Diego.
I always forget that one.
Yeah.
I always forget that you have a finger tattoo.
But this was something I wanted to talk about. Like Zadist, okay, how he has his slave bands, you know,
Yeah.
his slave band around his neck and around his wrists, his feeding points. He's ashamed of those, obviously.
Mhm.
He hates them.
Mhm.
He doesn't wear his turtleneck in Dark Lover. People like to argue about that. People like to be like, "Oh, I thought Zadis wears a turtleneck to cover
All
up
the
his slave
time,
bands."
Yeah.
He does in Lover Eternal, but I don't know why he didn't in Dark Lover. I just maybe J.R. Ward didn't flesh out the character as much in her mind. I don't know, but he doesn't.
Well, she just introduced all the characters, so she
Yeah,
was
yeah.
like, you wanted to see that he had a
Yeah,
slave
yeah,
bands,
yeah.
kind of.
Yeah, but yeah, Lover Eternal, he starts covering them up with a turtleneck.
Maybe
but
because he moves in with a girl living in the house. You know, with Beth living in the house,
that could be
he's like, I don't want her to see my slave bands.
maybe.
Because before that, he never really lived with a woman before.
It's an interesting take
Take.
on that. I'm gonna think more about that. But going back to like, for instance, like my tattoos, like I hate all my tattoos. Even my Thrasher and Black Sabbath one that I like paid for by like a professional tattoo artist. I still
How much did they cost?
it
remember?
was like a couple $100 like each of them.
Yeah.
Like it was like I can't fucking remember. I think
Like 300-400?
maybe, I don't think more than 300.
Okay.
I honestly can't remember. Maybe 3 or 4 for the Black Sabbath one.
Yeah.
But like going back to like to the similarity with Z, like for so long I was so ashamed, especially of my leg tattoos, because they're just like, they're so stupid. And then once I was getting into like acting and then doing modeling and stuff, it became more prevalent because I would be on a job and they would have to like cover them up.
Yeah.
You know, and I was all like, so that's something that I kind of can relate to with Z about like a past life I had, you know.
Yeah.
Like I was very destructive, didn't really think about my future, just did things. Like all the tattoos I got, I was drunk. Like I wasn't thinking. Like the one I tattooed on my leg, my buddy brought a tattoo gun over and was gonna tattoo somebody. We were all drinking, we were doing drugs and shit.
Which also is not a good ground for tattoo.
Well, you bleed more when you have alcohol, obviously, because your blood's thinner. But
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember like we were in my old apartment in the living room. We were all drinking and fucking partying, and like he had the tattoo gun out and he was tattooing one of my buddies, and like I got the tattoo gun like out of his hand and was laughing. I was like, "Let me tattoo something," and just started tattooing my leg right there in the living room, and I was fucked up. I was like really, really fucked up, and it actually turned out. I mean, it's not good, but it
I was
turned.
like, wait, hold
But
on.
the cigarette was good. You could tell it's a cigarette. You know, it's a pretty good cigarette.
Do you want to tell them what it is?
Okay, so it says Haffy 99s. It says Haffy 99s, and then there's a cigarette that's like a half cigarette lit, burning. And the reason behind that is because at that apartment that I lived at in downtown Spokane, it was right next to the Spokane County Jail. Me and my old roommate, we smoked Camel 99s. Okay, so they're a little bit longer than like a regular cigarette. And we were very fucking broke all the time, but we always had money to buy cigarettes. It seemed like cigarettes and booze. But we would smoke half the cigarette, and then we would put it out on our balcony because they were a little bit longer, so we would save it for like another smoke. But they would like accumulate on our like the little ledge of our railing at our apartment, and like friends would come over to drink, and they'd be like, "Can I grab one of those?" And like they would, so everyone would smoke them, and we would call them Happy 99s as a joke. And like I was just shit faced, and I thought that would be really well, I thought it was a great idea, and then I thought everybody thought it was funny because I was very much of the
class clown.
I don't know how you like I would always do things to like make everybody laugh.
You were the jester of the group?
I was the jester. I was always willing to like hurt myself in order to get a laugh.
Yeah.
I was always the one that would like jump off something when I was drunk, or like, I don't know. I would just, cause I was to get that laughter or like from everybody was like, I fed off that, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, I pulled my pants down in front of like in the living room and just started tattooing my leg, and everybody was laughing and like taking photos and like thought it was hilarious. And I'm just bleeding all over the place, and
I'm so glad we're past that time.
Yeah. But what's so funny is like people think they have like this idea of me. They're like, "Oh my God, he's so goofy and funny and nice." And it's not that I wasn't nice back then, but it was like I was so self-destructive. Yeah. Like it wasn't that I was like, I never went out of my way to like hurt people. That was never
but that's not self-destruction. Yeah, you would hurt yourself.
Yeah. Like I was very, very not good to myself.
You were still kind of a little bit at it when we started dating.
Yeah. No, I kind of was. I was like, I got out of it, and then I moved back. I mean, I was teetering back and forth in that world, and then when I went to LA, I just like completely went back into it. You know?
Yeah, because I also know like when we started dating, you told me. Like I told you that I didn't want to date because I didn't want to get into a relationship because I wanted to focus on school, getting school done, and you said that you didn't want to start date someone new, because you said you needed to work on yourself. We tried to stay away. That didn't work.
We didn't really try to stay away. We just like we put that out there, and then we were just like organically let what happened grow. We didn't
No, we didn't try to stay away, but we didn't force our relationship.
Yeah.
You know?
It happened very organically.
It did. But yeah.
Yeah. But that was what I wanted to say, was that when I read Z's story and like how he's like ashamed of his slave bands, I like was so many times, like I remember the morning after I did that second one on my thigh, I'm like going to the bathroom, I'm taking a shit, and I'm just sitting there. And there's all this dried blood on my boxers, and there's blood all over my leg because I like blacked out that night. Oh, and I'm like sitting there and I'm looking at my leg and like vaguely remembering doing it. And I'm just like, fuck. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, this looks so bad. and then going through all these little steps of being like, well, who's ever gonna see it, you know? Like I wear boxers. I wear boxer briefs. It pretty much kind of covers most of it. Like running.
But it's also like just right below the boxers. Too.
Well, the Happy 99s one.
Yeah,
but the other one. And you know what's funny? Originally the thing I put there was I put 666 there.
I know.
And then when I got sponsored by Lurkville, I was still in Spokane. Then I covered it up because like when I was younger, it was like skateboarders were like, oh, hail Satan, and like thought it would, like I did it to be funny, but like now knowing like I consider myself religious, and I believe in God, and whatever your take on that is, that's fine. I don't judge anybody, and I don't push religion on anybody. But
it's just a culture.
Yeah, but like even my Black Sabbath tattoo has like an upside down cross on it, which like I honestly like I want to get all my tattoos removed. Like,
I don't think you should. I like them.
Do I want to spend that money right now? No, but eventually I will, cuz like I don't subscribe to this ideology anymore, you know? Like they're all memories. I don't know if all of them are fond memories, but like they were all a part of me at some point, I guess, but yeah, I remember moments of looking at the tattoos like the next day, months and months going on, like looking at them and being like, why the fuck did I do this to my body? Like, why? And so that's something that I can just like relate to with Z. Like physically, I can understand that disgust and like shame of having those, you know?
Yeah.
So
I keep forgetting about my tattoos that I have them. I'm like, oh.
I really like your tattoos. And I told you that I don't like like I've said this to you, that I don't necessarily like when girls get tattoos, because like I like their like I like the female body. I think it's like
I like the female body too.
I think it's a work of
beautiful.
it's very beautiful. It's a work of art, all shapes and sizes. But I'm always like I think about this on myself too. I look at my tattoos and I feel like I kind of destroyed my body with them.
I don't think so.
Well, thank you, baby. But going on with your tattoos, I think your placement and the fact that you design them, and they're all very like, some people will get tattoos and like whatever they got, it was like something they were into at the time and they outgrow it. Your designs are like, they're not things that you outgrow, because they're just like beautiful pieces of artwork, you know?
Yeah. So like, for instance, all of my tattoos has one thing in common, and that's they're all line work. So there's not really there's a little bit of shadowing on one of them, but otherwise it's just lines. Yeah. And they're all black and gray. Because I'm like, I don't want any color, because I feel like sometimes when you do colors, they fade weird. I think they can look blotchy. And just like, I think that doing just lines is more clean and it lasts longer, and I think it looks nice. And also, most of my tattoos, they're not like on the immediate, like for me, looking in the mirror, I can stand in the mirror and look at my body and be like, oh, it doesn't even look like I have tattoos, because it's in an angle where you can't see them. You know, I have my elbow, which I don't really see that often. I have the one on my hip, which is the biggest one. But it's like, it's sitting far back enough that I can't really see it if I'm just standing straight ahead. I have one on my rib, and then I have 3 on my finger. So it's 6 tattoos in total.
I really like all your tattoos. I don't want you to get any more.
I'm not going to get any more.
Because I think you have them in really good places where it's like, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
But no, I like your tattoos.
I don't think I want to get more, but like also all of my tattoos has a specific meaning kind of behind them. Not really my finger ones. My finger ones are probably the most like random. My brother did like my fingers and my rib one, but like this one is basically a sibling tattoo. This one is the latest one that I did, and the biggest one, and it represents like me moving to a different continent by myself. This one is from when I did my first trip solo in Europe with a friend, and she has a similar one. We were both going through like hard stages in life, and we both just wanted to escape. So it was a very last minute trip to Spain, and it was like we booked it on a Thursday and we left like Saturday morning kind of trip, and we were gone for like a few days. And then when we got back, we got the tattoos. And then this one on my long finger, it's a triangle. It stands for the water element, because I'm a Cancer, which I got on Valentine's Day with my friend. That was like a drunk tattoo. Like, you can see it. She was the one that tattooed it. It looks very bad.
Oh, I did a smiley face on my finger.
Wait, I didn't even know that.
But it faded.
That's so
You can
funny.
see the eyes though still.
Well, see, do you see here?
Yeah, a little dot.
That's just because I accidentally stabbed myself with a pen in
Mm.
high school.
Oh, that's crazy that it left that.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, I guess that's my first tattoo then.
That's crazy that it still is there.
This one is 2 V's basically,
Okay.
but it's very faded. Like this is probably the most faded one that I have, but it's a Viking tattoo.
Okay, it looks like an
It's-
arrow.
It's
It's like the it's like the same as.
I know, but it stands for creating your own reality. It's a Viking symbol, and then this one is just a sewing symbol.
Yeah.
It's like 3 lines and then a little scissor.
Yeah.
Which refers to pattern making. And this one I refilled 3 times. But it keeps fading on the same spot.
Mm.
But I know my brother, he tattooed both his hands, like he did himself. He did like a bird that, like, when you put your hands together, like combines into a bird, but those are completely gone.
Yeah. Yeah, those usually on your hands it will fade, but
Yeah. But
Well, oh my god. Okay, the phone died. It's almost 3:00. I have 3 auditions I need to do. This day has gotten
interesting.
fun.
I
I
think-
just ate some of
Michelle's famous non-chili.
Michelle's world famous chili.
Chili,
Michelle's
chili,
world famous chili.
chili, not chili, because it's not actually chili.
She's not a fashion designer. She's not a photographer. She's a chili maker. The world's best. What's in
No.
it? Beef.
Beef,
It got beef,
lentils,
lentils,
quinoa,
quinoa,
crushed tomatoes, onion,
onion.
carrot,
I taste the carrot
and garlic,
and garlic.
and seasonings.
He went over the mountain. He went around the mountain.
Okay, calm
Okay.
down. Should we just round it out, or do you want? Because we only answered one question.
Just let's answer another question.
Or another one.
Death and hatred to mankind. Poisoning their brainwashed minds. Oh Lord, yeah. Bow, 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 bow. Wow.
Someone asked if you could explain a little bit how Thanksgiving is celebrated. Do you want to talk about that?
How is Thanksgiving celebrated? Well,
Do you want me to read the question?
Sure.
Could you perhaps explain a little bit about how Thanksgiving is celebrated? I only know about the holiday from the movies and TV shows, and I wonder if that always involves so much food, or is it that exaggerated portrayal and a kind of cliche? And isn't it a bit like prelude to Christmas?
Okay. Let's talk about Thanksgiving.
In the summer.
Well, I believe it was the first time we broke bread with the Native Americans, the Pilgrims.
Mm-hmm. I love you ask me.
Listen to me, I'm a high school dropout. So if you want to
And I'm a
learn about
non-American.
that, if you want to learn about the actual origin story of Thanksgiving, it's a quick Google search.
I don't think they want to know the origin.
Yeah, but-
they want to know how it's celebrated.
Yeah. What month? It's November 27th.
As I said to you before we even started podcasting,
I think Thanksgiving is November 27th.
Thanksgiving is always the last Thursday of
Maybe
November.
it's like November 26th. I don't know.
Baby,
but
it's a different date every year. It's the last.
I'm pretty sure it's on the 27th.
It's the last Thursday of every
It's-
November.
I'm pretty sure it's every November 27th. Anyways, is it that much food? Yes. There's usually
A turkey.
everybody brings a side. Whoever's hosting typically cooks the turkey. Families all gather together. There's usually alcohol involved. Usually a debate that ends with a fist fight. The kids are crying. And then the families don't see each other until,
Christmas.
if the fight was not that severe, they'll see them on Christmas. But if it was severe enough, they won't see them till next Thanksgiving.
You're so silly.
But yeah,
you basically just describing the cliche.
Let me put my hair back because it's like so big.
But it's like one side is out and one side is not out.
I don't know what you're saying. But yeah, Thanksgiving, there's a lot of food.
Do you think the movies portray Thanksgiving accurately?
Yeah, I remember when I was younger, when the kids were all younger in the family, we would all gather at my grandparents' house.
Mm-hmm.
But then, like, as the kids get older, the cousins get older, I felt like families would start doing more of their own private Thanksgivings, you know?
Mm-hmm.
We typically don't go home for Thanksgiving. Have we gone? We haven't ever. We only visit for like Christmas, typically. Christmas, and then like we've gone around my birthday.
Where, to Spokane?
Yeah.
We've never been to Spokane around your birthday.
We haven't?
No.
Not even the time?
No, we always gone around 4th of July.
Okay, yeah.
But we've gone one Christmas and then 2 4th of Julys.
Yeah. So yeah, when we celebrate Thanksgiving here in LA, we'll invite friends over. We'll do like a Friendsgiving.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a weird relationship with
Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Really? Why?
Just 'cause I haven't really celebrated Thanksgiving at home with my family in a long time.
Yeah. Do you remember the last time you did it?
I honestly don't.
2017?
No, but I think 2016. No, 2000.
Did you ever go there with your ex?
No.
So
no.
it was before her?
I don't know. I remember my first Friendsgiving in San Diego.
What year was that?
I smoked crack in our kitchen.
Okay, calm down.
I'm not kidding. That's not a joke, everybody. That was a very dark Thanksgiving. Wow.
Because I know our first Thanksgiving was 2020. It was just you and me.
Mm-hmm.
I have a photo of you carving the turkey in your underwear.
Oh, yeah. We've had some really good Thanksgivings here.
Yeah. And then 2021, we had a bunch of people over. 2022, we had a bunch of people over.
Yeah.
2023, I think we only had like 2 couples over. And then what did we do last year?
We had Taylor and Isaac over.
Was that last year?
Yeah, because everybody was out of town and they were the only ones that were here.
Yeah.
We're pretty much like
the last 2 has been more calmer, but we usually have a lot of people.
We're like because your family is in Sweden, my family's in Spokane, and so we have to be very strategic when we go home to travel.
Yeah.
Okay. It's hard with our animals. We can't constantly go home for every holiday because it's expensive and all that. So typically with me, I'm like, okay, if we're going to go home this year, when do we want to do it? Do we want to go around? Because like 4th of July, everybody will be celebrating together, or Christmas, everybody will be celebrating together for my family. So we're very strategic.
Mm-hmm.
Thanksgiving is kind of like, do we want to choose that holiday for the time to go home? And we typically are like, no. So we're kind of like the outpost in LA for any lost souls of our friend groups that have nowhere to go, you know?
Yeah.
Which is nice. I like being like that.
Yeah.
But really though, Thanksgiving, I think, regardless of like the Pilgrims and Native Americans and like all of the origin story behind the holiday, I think it is a good prelude before Christmas. It's a nice time to warm up. Like, I personally like to have the tree up by Thanksgiving because I like the decorations. It makes me feel more festive and like in the holiday spirit. But it's a nice little like pre-warm up to Christmas. Yeah. And I love, like, again, we've said this in the past, but like my favorite holiday is Christmas. I love Christmas music. Okay. I love Christmas movies. I love just the Christmas spirit, you know? Yeah. It's flowing through me, and it typically is flowing through me from like just November 1st to January 28th. Is there a 31 days in January? Is there?
I think it's 30.
Okay. Well, then what I meant to say was Christmas spirit is flowing in my blood from November 1st all the way till January 30th.
I think it's 30.
Or 31st, whatever.
I don't know what it is.
Doesn't matter. But
maybe it is 31.
But yeah. The stuff people see, yeah, we cook a lot of food. Typically, Michelle and I we'll do a turkey. I always cook a turkey. From the first time I had a Friendsgiving, that dark Friendsgiving, I cooked my first turkey. I put a Foster beer can up its ass to do like a beer battered seasoned can. Well, I didn't realize this going into it, but like I cooked it with the can in there, and when I took it out, it was like the outside of the can was all like, it was, I mean, was that my worst decision of the evening? No. I had a lot of bad decisions leading up to that, but yeah, I realized, I was like, I probably poisoned a lot of people here. There was probably all sorts of microplastics in that turkey and like parts of aluminum, and but everyone thought it was delicious.
No, your turkey is really good.
I've gotten really good at cooking turkeys. That's like my staple for Thanksgiving.
Andrew's
I take care of the turkey. Michelle takes care of all the delicious sides. But I've gotten good at cooking turkey.
Yeah, I like making ham for Christmas though.
Yeah. You have a good Christmas ham.
Yeah, I have my dad's recipe for Christmas ham.
Yeah. So what was the question? Is Thanksgiving?
Just how Thanksgiving is celebrated.
Yeah, everybody gets together. We all, you're just celebrating all the things you're thankful for.
Yeah.
It's a nice moment to take a pause, reflect, take in your surrounding and your loved ones, and just gratitude. I
know last year we only had Taylor and Isaac over, but
it was nice though.
We cooked dinner, we ate together, then we played a board game.
Mm-hmm.
It was really nice.
Yeah.
It's just like a nice little like cozy holiday.
Yeah, it's a good excuse to get together with your friends and family, and
it kind of reminds me of like a more fall version of crawfish party. Cause like Thanksgiving is surrounding the turkey, with crawfish party is surrounding the crawfish, and then you have all these like side dishes.
I guess. Maybe.
Crawfish party's the sweetest thing.
Thanksgiving, turkey's better than crawfish, and
I love crawfish.
I'm not against crawfish, but it's
hard to eat.
It's not that it's just hard to eat. There's it's too much work for the amount of nothing you taste. You just taste like the saltiness of the crawfish, and you don't get any meat. And it's like, for me, it's fun to anytime you gather together with friends and you're surrounded by food and good conversation, that's great. I'll do that. But do I like crawfish? I think it looks better than it actually is, because you see it on the plate, you're like, ooh, this is fun, and they're all like cooked to like the reddish orange. And
should we do a B2B crawfish party?
Maybe. Let's shelve that.
Let's put it there.
But if nobody's going to be traveling home for Thanksgiving this year, then we would have it here, depending on...
I don't know if we can have it here, though.
Why?
Because we don't have space for everybody. We don't have enough chairs and table for everybody.
We'll make something happen.
Unless we have to get a new high table that we extend and make the whole...
We'll
maybe move this one into the bedroom and just make this whole area into
a table.
Yeah, a big table area.
We'll figure it out. Okay, hold on. So we're looking at 2 hours and 21 minutes. How many questions did we have left?
It was a lot.
I remember when I was looking through it, I thought we only had 5 or 6. How many actual questions do we have?
No, because there's a lot of text, and there's a bunch of small questions, and then and some of them are just for me, so.
Well, is there any interesting ones you want to answer real quick?
We can do this one.
Okay. All right, and then we're gonna end on this.
I love the comforting back and forth between the both of you. It's lovely to see. Hopefully season 2 starts filming soon. I have a question for Michelle. Will seeing Andrew as C being with Bella make you uncomfortable? Does seeing him intimate with someone else make you uncomfortable, or do you close your eyes for those scenes? For Andrew, how do you convey chemistry as an actor knowing that your real love is not the one you're kissing on the screen? Do you imagine them as Michelle? Sincerely curious, since basically all of the brotherhoods are married in real life. How easy/hard is it to separate yourselves? I absolutely love the series, but honestly, I love this couple's podcast so much. Thank you.
Thank you. How do you want to answer that first?
I don't know. Like, it's not like, wow, my husband is kissing another woman on the TV screen. You know, it's not like, it's weird to explain. I don't get like jealous, but it's still not like, I'm not like I don't want to say I'm not comfortable, but it's like, it's just like it's a weird thing. Because like like, yes, the sex scenes are fake, but the kissing is real. Like, you're still kissing another person, you know? So it's like, you just like, I don't close my eyes or like that, but I don't, like, I know. And this is the thing. If you guys want me to destroy this for you, I can. But making those sex scenes are not sexy.
I mean, we've already talked about.
Yeah,
about
I know.
But
it's just like, I know what goes on behind all of that. And it's just like, I know, like, the scenes behind all that. So, like, I'm, like, I don't know.
It's just, it goes back to when we first, like, met. And, like, we were very open about what we were pursuing. So it's not like people, like,
it's part of the job.
Yeah, like I was very sure of the direction of where I wanted my career to go. Not saying like, I'm aiming to do romantic movies with
sex scenes,
like that. But I knew what I was going to get typecast as.
Yeah.
Like you have to play ball when you're first starting out. You have to do those certain things, and with my agent and my manager at the time, they said I was going to be going out for stuff like that, and I had to, like, if I wanted to break into this industry, I had to do that, and that's fine by me, because I wanted to be a working actor. Okay. And so when I in my previous relationship, that was an issue. Okay. Yeah. And so when I met Michelle, we talked about this, and I said, listen, like, I want to be with you, but, like, this is what I'm passionate about, and this is where, God, this is the only thing I'm fucking good at. Like, I'm gonna do this, and either you're on board with it or you're not, and that's fine if you're not. But if you're not, like, I want you to know now, because, like, I'm not gonna veer course for anything. Yeah. And, like, obviously people try to think about your position, like, with their own spouse. Yeah. But it's not the same position. It's not the same thing at all, because you didn't meet your significant other with all of this already in the picture, you know?
Yeah.
Like, so, but yeah, I mean, it's, when I'm watching that stuff with Michelle, like, there's still a part of me that I feel guilty about, because, like, in the eyes of God, like, that is, it's probably a sin. I mean, not probably. It 100% is.
I mean, it is cheating. Kissing another person is cheating, but it's also a job. It's a paid job.
And it's, but I try to look past that, in the sense is, like, I love storytelling. I love making movies, but, like, every industry or any career, like, you have to climb this ladder, and I don't know how else to, like, make a living. Yeah, I could go out and just get a random job, and I could do that, but, like, I genuinely love working with other creative people and collaborating and trying to like make this story come to life. And, like, it's just the whole aspect of it is I love it. Yeah. But I have to climb this ladder of, like, eventually in my career, I'll be at a point where I can make and tell the stories I want to tell, but I'm not there yet, you know. But every once in a while, you book something that you're so like, I put 110% into every project I do, no matter what the story is. Yeah. Because I feel like I have a good work ethic. Like, I've always been like that. No matter the job, I'm gonna try to do it to the best of my ability. But But I guess what I'm trying to say is like one day I'll be able to choose and create and tell the stories I want to be doing, you know?
Yeah.
But right now I don't really get to choose. I'm the kid in the lineup waiting to get picked for fucking kickball who has head lice and nobody wants to play with.
No, that's not true. What?
I don't know.
What?
I'm just saying though, I'm not in the position to turn down stuff.
Yeah.
Like I'm just
I
people see me online and have whatever thought they have about me, but it's like I'm going out for anything and everything that I could be cast as, you know? Like I'm not an A-lister by any means. There's nobody writing material for me, seeking me out. It's not like that. It's like one day I'll do an audition for a leading role, and literally today I'm going to be doing for like a small guest star role that has like one line. Like I don't get to choose.
Well, the thing is too, like it says, will seeing Andrew as C being with Bella make you uncomfortable? And it's like, well, he's going to be playing sadist. Sadist is not my husband.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like he's in character. He has the tattoos. He has the shaved head, shaved face, like everything. Like that's not my husband on the screen because that's a character. So like it that makes it kind of easier as well to separate the two things and like not get uncomfortable by it.
And also it's like, what was the question about? Like, how do you
convey chemistry as an actor knowing your real love is not the one you're kissing on screen, and do you imagine them as Michelle?
So, I mean, I don't really necessarily subscribe to one like technique or method of acting. I've kind of trained in a lot of different ones, and I just kind of do what works best for me. But the main thing is like, I know what it feels like to have good chemistry because I know how it, I just with what I have with Michelle, with you. Sorry, I should be talking to you. With what I have with you.
What I have with my wife.
Yeah, no, but like that's my standard.
Yeah.
Okay. And pretty much when I'm going into a project, if I have to be romantic, like I mean, I literally just treat it like I just try to like you want to get to know the person and feel comfortable and safe with them, like so I try to get all those out of the way. But at the end of the day, when they say action, I pretty much just use my imagination of like all the things that I've all the qualities of you that I love. I literally will just put it on that person and try to like as much as I can make that feel as real as possible in the given circumstances of the scene. So I use a lot of imagination, I guess, when I'm acting in those things. But it's I don't know. It's a weird thing too because you're also trying to you're doing something that's like intimate and private with a room of
full
people.
Of people with cameras and lights.
Yeah, so it's like it's kind of just like you try to get out of your own way. You try to almost get out of your head, and like because what we're doing is really, it's not intimate. It's not romantic. It's really crazy in a sense, but I mean honestly, I try to think of like moments with like you that I have. Like, and just try to put myself in that place, you know, but I don't know, like, I've never had to deal with, like, this is, like, also too much information, but, like,
scared.
Well, no, like, you put these pads on your private parts and stuff, all of that stuff, but, like, I never been aroused in an intimate scene.
Yeah.
Which I hear stories from other actors, like it happens. Of course it happens. Like why your brain doesn't know.
You're trying to trick your brain into thinking that this isn't a romantic moment.
Yeah. It's But like the thing is though too is like with the intimacy coordinator, everything is so choreographed and like you triple check with your partner of like parts that they do not, that are off limits. You want to give yourself the freedom to move in those scenes, but you also don't want to make your partner uncomfortable. So you have to really double check about like what parts are off limit, but then you don't want your brain thinking about like, oh, I can't do that. You like, so it just has to be so choreographed to make it feel so natural and fluid, as if you're not thinking about it. But there's like so much happening. You can hear people creaking on the floorboards. You can see people in your peripheries sometimes. If you turn your head for a second, you see a guy behind a camera just staring, you know? So it's like...
So the next time you're having sex with your partner, imagine that there's 15 other people in the room with a camera and, and a microphone.
It's a closed set, so there's not 15 people, but... You know that there might be some... They're supposed to not have people watching the monitor, but who knows? Sometimes that could happen. But there's usually the cinematographer, maybe the director, and then the sound guy. And then there might be one guy that has to fucking hold something out of the way from falling in the shot because there's a weird lamp or something. I don't know. But just the people that have to be in there. But sometimes there could be 4 or 5 people. Yeah. Which... That's one too many people when you have to do a scene like that. But again, though, it's like I've heard stories where people, like guys, like male actors, will get aroused. I've never had to have that problem. Like it's at the end of the day, it feels like we're doing a partially naked dance with each other that you're just trying to get the steps right, you know? Yeah. And also to make your partner not feel uncomfortable. Yeah. Because there's a fine line of like. You have to act like you're both enjoying it, but like I feel like there are some actors out there that take advantage of those moments, and that would be an awful experience from like the female actor's side of that, you know, like I don't know, but again, I feel like in this day and age, there's so many people that are good at their job that help make those spaces feel really safe, and Passion Flicks is a really good example of that, you know, because I've always felt the intimacy coordinators that they use are just, they're good at their jobs, you know. So that's you just put your trust into them and trust into your partner, and it seems that everything works out. But yeah, I never watched the scenes with you, and it's hard to watch, you know. It is, because like I've called you after scenes like that, and I'm like, I feel like I cheated on you and doing that, you know, and it does suck, but this is kind of the job I signed up for, and it's like I'm climbing this ladder. Yeah. So. Yeah. I mean, you're not gonna see me at the premiere if the first episode of Andrew's season has a sex scene in it. You're not gonna see me at the premiere being like, wow. But I'm gonna be, you know, in the sex scene, not the rest of the episode. The rest of the episode I'm gonna be like, wow, you know. But I mean, I'll be more cringy than Michelle. I'll probably be like, he's gonna be the one closing his eyes. I'll be like whispering to her, being like, I'm so sorry. No, I mean, again, this is like, we went into this knowing what we were signing up for. Yeah. And one day I can be like a lot of actors that fucking have doubles, or they turn down scenes like this. It's just like, if I was to turn stuff down like this, I wouldn't be working. Yeah. Well, I mean, also look at the guy who plays Christian Grey in 50 Shades of Grey. His wife never watched any of those movies. Yeah. And like, that's a decision that she made. So it's just like, everybody has different comfortability in the whole thing, and I want to be there and watch it because I want to support you. And I feel like that's bigger than me watching, you know, a fake sex scene. Yeah. You want to know, like, on this topic of one of the funniest things, like a real thing that I always have an issue with is majority of the projects that I've worked on, when I'm doing these auditions or these self-tapes, I'm reading with Michelle. And I feel like one of the main reasons why I've booked so many of like the romantic roles that I've had is because like typically when you're auditioning for like a romantic movie or a romantic comedy or whatever, they have like one intimate like scene, like the meet cute. they'll have the meet cute scene,
And then they have like a.
and then they have like the breakup,
Yeah.
like emotional, like some kind of turmoil in the movie where you think they're gonna part ways.
Yeah.
And every time I do those scenes with Michelle, they are 100 times better than what we actually do in the movie because Michelle and I have such good chemistry. And I'm always like, I'm not gonna be able to do that again, and I feel like a fraud because like I'll
You're
literally
not a
have
fraud.
like I've said this to like directors. I'm like, I don't know if I could recreate what I did in the audition because I'm like literally working with my wife, and
Yeah.
so it's kind of funny.
No, I feel like you can.
Yeah,
You
but
can,
I still
you can fake it good enough, you know?
yeah, but I
Because
still
you are a
think,
great actor.
well, thank you, baby. I love you. You're a great scene partner. I still think the takes we get for a lot of the romantic stuff is always better than what ends up getting filmed. But yeah.
Yeah.
Did you want to say anything else? Should we fucking get out of here?
Wrap it up.
It's 2:36. Wait, it's 2 hours and 36 minutes so far. All right.
3:15.
Okay.
Gonna wrap it up, guys.
Thank you guys so much for joining us. I don't remember what we talked about, but I hope you had fun.
Yes. Please let us know your takes below.
Rest in peace, Ozzy. We love you.
Bye.
Bye, guys.